Are you willing to sacrifice your life?
The fuck was that, Ken?
Joey Fats Radio, row 1C1.
I've been loving every second. I'm not rooting for injuries openly, but
I just pretended that was Brian Deegan.
I'm so fucking pumped. I'll be like, yeah, bitch, fuck
I will do that.
I'm gonna find him on LinkedIn and be like, "Did you punch a kid in the face? Tell me the truth."
All right, Sean brought his A game tonight. All right, okay, I like it. I like where this is going. And I don't want to put this as like a thing. Like he wasn't a bad guy, as far as
Who
we
said
know.
he was a bad guy?
I don't know, but I feel like we're painting him in this light that he was like this bad guy, and I don't want to do that. To this day, I hope you hear this. Fuck you. But rules are rules, okay? Stupid rule, but it was a rule. If you were a Crip and you were cooling in the cut, what do the Bloods do? Are they booling in the butt? Yep. Also, we are extremely juvenile, and yeah, whatever. Fuck you. All right.
I've used it. I admit it. You fucking smashed me in the ass, you dumb fuck.
I've used it.
I've done that. I've used it. I don't know what to tell you. It just,
We've referenced that man way too often recently.
well, you know, Sean. When
Is he alive?
I don't know. We should go back and look that up.
I'm gonna go back and look at that guy's name right now.
It was
Racist teacher.
Yeah, just you can find it. It's super easy to find.
Yeah,
it's out there. I found it with no problem.
Hey, so the other day when I referenced that, I looked up on YouTube, and the top comment was the most recent comment was 36 minutes ago, and it said this video is 13 years old.
No, it's gonna be older than that.
On YouTube, it's 13 years old.
Damn, I thought that was like 06, 07.
But
maybe
that video on YouTube,
maybe
yeah.
that particular post of it.
But it was very
13
funny that
years
someone
old.
made a comment saying the latest comment was 36 minutes ago, and this video is 13 years old.
I mean, it is pretty fucking funny when you think about it. I mean, let's be honest. It's one of those videos that it lives in internet lore. It's one of the original YouTube hilarious videos. You know, it is what it is. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. This is Row 1, Seat 1, Joey Fats Radio. It is good to be here with you on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide on another glorious Tuesday evening. We have got a great show lined up for you. We're going to get into everything from the wild card weekend that was. We're going to get into the divisional round. There are 7 games left in this NFL postseason.
I hate it though. It seems like this whole season was like so fast.
I feel like we snapped our fingers and it was January. Like I still don't believe that this season has gone by as quick as it has, but it always does. We always say this every year, and we're always mesmerized by the speed of which life passes us by when football is in front of our face. Because if you're like me, you look forward to Sundays more than anything else. I mean, I always look forward to the weekends the most for a multitude of different reasons. But I love my weekends. I love my Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You know what I mean? Like, I love that time of year. And, you know, we're 33 days away from the Daytona 500. So as soon as football is over, I just move right seamlessly into NASCAR season, which is fucking awesome. We have some NASCAR news to get into a little bit too. Tonight we've got a bunch of stuff. Obviously, this is going to be a very football-heavy show. We're going to be all over the Patriots and the Chargers from Sunday night, in that what I would consider, you know, some people are trying to hype it up as being a defensive struggle, very defensive game. I'm going to hype it up as just 2 sloppy-ass offenses that didn't know what the fuck they were doing, especially on one side. Cough, San Diego, cough, cough. But we'll get into that. We'll get into the Steelers and the Texans on Monday night, and Aaron Rodgers, what will likely be the end of the Aaron Rodgers legacy. It is the end of the Mike Tomlin era in Pittsburgh.
That's crazy to me.
We already know that John Harbaugh is out in Baltimore. So two longest tenured head coaches
Gone
within a week of each other in the NFL. Andy Reid is now the longest tenured head coach in the NFL, which is crazy to think about.
That seems so strange to me.
2013, it was not that long ago, but it was that long ago.
Weird.
It is. So we'll get into everything from the wild card weekend. We'll get into the Philadelphia collapse, if you will, or could you call it a collapse? we'll talk about the Niners upsetting the Eagles because I think that was an upset.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. We will get into the Rams and the Panthers, and what isn't it just turned into an absolute barn burner for all the right reasons. We will get into the Bills and the Jags, turn over Trevor and that small market team, Sean. That small market team.
That's like the only thing I will say.
Doing what they do best.
I will say, like, Liam Cohen just kind of annoys me as a head coach. Like, Trevor and, like, that story ending, I think we all saw that coming. So much money being thrown on the Jaguars, I felt like was, like, kind of crazy. Even last week on the show, I said, I don't see a scenario where the Bills don't win this game. Like, I was, like, very heavy, like, the Bills don't lose this first game.
I took the Jaguars and the Steelers in my AFC picks for two reasons.
I remember.
One, because two primary reasons. One, because I wanted to gain ground on you guys with your picks.
Of course. And
two, because that's what I wanted to happen. Because that would mean Jacksonville would go to New England and we would get the Pittsburgh Steelers in Denver. That's a win for us.
That's a cakewalk.
Everybody knows that we wanted the Pittsburgh Steelers in the divisional round. Instead, we draw Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. We will get into the divisional round preview. Texans Patriots 3 p.m. on Sunday. Broncos Bills 4:30 p.m. on Saturday.
I hate these times. These times are ass.
This is typical divisional round times, though.
Feels like dog shit.
It's typical. It's very typical stuff. So we'll get into that. 774-992-8702 is the phone number if you want to give us a call and get your thoughts on the air tonight. I know there are plenty of Patriots fans that have a lot to say, good, bad, or indifferent. But yeah, we're going to hear it all. We're going to get into the national championship Monday night. Sean, my Miami Hurricanes, the U, is back in the national championship, and I could not be. I am here for it.
I don't know. I'm very worried about Michael Irvin's health.
Michael Irvin. Listen, Michael Irvin has enough cocaine to fuel him through this weekend and into Monday night, and then I might be a little bit concerned. He'll make it through the game.
He's sweating profusely.
I mean, listen, man. You know how Mikey Mike does. He gets after it, and is that me?
That's you.
What the fuck is going on here? Why is this all of a sudden? Was it in your headphones too, Scratchy?
Yeah, just now, but then it's gone.
Okay, so how about now? All right, maybe not.
It's good.
All right. Let's start it off with two non-NFL topics. Number one, we have to touch on it because we are starting in 33 days, we are a NASCAR first show.
You fuck. You are a NASCAR first show.
Yes.
You had to explain to me. You were like, "Thank God for Dale Earnhardt," and I was like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about."
And you know what, Sean? You know what the best part about this NASCAR news is? It makes
You
it
gotta
so
tell me.
fucking easy. It makes it so much easier for me to explain this to casual fans that don't watch it week in and week out like myself.
Like me, because I don't know what the hell you're talking about sometimes.
The NASCAR made an announcement yesterday at 3 o'clock. We knew they were changing the playoff format because this one has been widely unliked. It has been too fluky. They felt like it's been too it was just there's too many guys that Joey Logano winning it I think 2 years ago really pissed off a lot of people and set the ball like the fight was kind of the final straw that broke the camel's back because he really didn't deserve to be there. I think his average finish that year was like 16th or 17th.
Yeah.
And he managed to sneak in each round of the playoffs because they had the elimination stages.
Mm-hmm.
That's all gone. You got 26 race regular season, and then the 10 race chase is back, which is what we had in the mid-2000s. So you have 10 races. Whoever earns the most amount of points in those 10 races wins the championship, period. No one race finale, no manufactured cut lines, no bullshit. It's just whoever, and which goes back to what NASCAR is at its essence, which is a sport that rewards consistency and endurance. That's what NASCAR is. There's a reason why NASCAR races are 500 miles, 400 miles, because it's an endurance sport. It's about going fast and taking lefts, but it's about doing it longer than everybody else is able to do it.
Take a left.
So
take another left.
The chase is back. I could not be more fucking thrilled about it. The only thing I could nitpick is that it's 16 drivers. I think 12 would have been perfect. I think 16 is because 16 is about half the field. when you figure out 36, 38 drivers.
Yep.
And you get 16 guys. That's just under half of the field is going to make the chase. And those guys that are 13, 14, 15, 16 are probably going to have no chance at winning a championship.
Yeah.
Unless somebody just has a really rough go throughout the year and manages to sneak in as a 14 seed and then, goes on a tear the last 10 races.
Okay.
Say like a Kyle Larson or a William Byron.
I thought Kyle Larson was good.
He's excellent.
Oh.
But, things can happen. That's the beautiful thing about NASCAR and motorsports in general is there are variables that are out of your control, more so than you people realize, whether it be flat tires, blown engines, wrecks, things that you have no business, that have nothing to do with you, but can really fuck your day up.
Okay.
So we're back to the 10-race chase in NASCAR, which is the best thing that could possibly fucking happen. They're making NASCAR is listening to the fans and they're listening to the drivers, and they're making the adjustments that are necessary, which is a huge step in the right direction. Unlike the NBA, which continues to double down on all of its dumbass ideas and its stupid shit, NASCAR is going the other way. They're saying, you know what? Never mind. We're going to go back to what made people love us. And that's what they're doing. So, bravo, NASCAR. Quick round of applause for them. They got it right. Mark Martin, Dale Earnhardt Jr., a lot of guys that were involved with this. The drivers had a lot of input. They got it right. For the first time in a long time, NASCAR got something right, and I'm all for it. So
yeah.
I am way more excited now for Daytona than I was
Because Daytona is
24 hours ago.
14 days away, 15?
33.
33?
Yep.
I thought it was the day before the Super Bowl. The
Sunday after.
The Sunday after the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I think it was like the day before the day? I thought the day after. The day after was Monday.
Correct.
I thought it was the Saturday before. I don't know why the fuck I thought that.
NASCAR
Okay.
would never have the Daytona 500 on a Saturday, sir.
I don't know. It's a weekend.
Now, the Daytona night race is on a Saturday night in August. That's always fun.
So you say, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
But anyway, NASCAR is back. I'm fucking thrilled. Super excited for that. So that's that. And then what was the other second?
College football national championship.
Yes, the national championship.
Monday, 7:30.
7:30 Monday night. You know me, baby.
The U is dogs by 8.5.
It's all about the U. I love the fact both of my teams are dogs this week. And
No,
both
not
both
the
home
Broncos.
dogs. Broncos are 1.5 point dogs.
Not as of tonight.
As of my
Even money as of right
as
now.
Of, I think that's why they did that. But all the lines opened and had them as 1.5 home dogs. 1.5 point home dogs.
Denver was the dogs?
I already put my parlay in it. I locked it in because I knew that line was going to move.
I think
And then
people are severely underestimating the Denver Broncos at home. They're thinking, it's Bo Nix, it's the offense. The offense is.
you know who that is, Sean? It's the people that haven't watched the Denver Broncos all year.
It's people that don't understand what they're seeing. Yes, the Broncos offense has sputtered sometimes this year, but it's also the same people that say that to use an old 40-year-old virgin reference, they're putting the pussy up on a pedestal with Josh Allen.
Yes.
They're just considering, he's just going to.
I lied. I took the money line.
That's fine. That's fine. The money line is even.
Well, I took it because it was plus for the Broncos at the time.
Oh, okay.
Because they were 1.5 point, 1.5 point dogs.
So
before we do that, let's just
go back to college
football real quick. As on FanDuel right now, still has the Buffalo Bills minus 1.5.
Wow.
Minus 1.5.
Shit. Okay.
So,
But Miami, 10 seed, Indiana, Hoosiers.
And I love the fact that Miami is a home dog as well because the national championship is in Hard Rock Stadium. It's in their building. Listen, man, I don't know enough about Indiana because I didn't really watch them this year to know if they're really as good as they are. All I know is that
the quarterback is good.
All I know is that Miami is as good as advertised. And the fact that they were a 10 seed is a fucking travesty. Did they step on their dick twice this year? Yes. Did they lose 2 games they shouldn't have lost? Yes. Did the AP punish them much more than they would have, say, Alabama or Clemson or one of these other blue chip, Michigan or Notre Dame? Yes. That being said, Miami is nobody's real 10 seed. Miami is a top 5 team in college football. Miami is going to put the boots to Indiana, and they are going to avenge 2002 and win the national championship on Monday night.
Man, I don't know.
Mendoza is going to be lost. He is going to be throwing interceptions. That Miami defense is going to get after him, and they are going to make him look like a mere mortal. Oregon had no business even being in that game. When they played Indiana, they looked lost. They looked like they were complete dog shit. And you know what I think? You know, I think the best possible outcome for Miami in that game was is that Indiana blew the fucking brakes off of Oregon. For this reason, why? Because now Miami cannot. They have no reason to take Indiana remotely lightly. They're looking at him going, "Holy shit! This team just blew Oregon out of the water." There's nothing left. This is it. This is win, and you're immortalized. And we all know about the U. It's the U, bro. And if they let some fucking shit bum team like Indiana, some shit ass school like Indiana,
it would be Indiana's first national championship in their history
ever. They don't belong. Let's remind college football who the big dogs really are. Because Miami's been off for about 2 decades now. They've flared up, had some decent seasons here and there, but Miami kind of fell out of favor with the Florida kids for a while, which I don't understand why. I don't know if they were just doing it wrong. But the SEC, the rise of the SEC, well, I know what it was because the SEC was paying guys more than these Florida teams were.
No, they weren't paying guys.
When, after the 02 season when, the whole Miami thing basically, got blown up and the 7th floor crew and, Greg and his third leg and all that came out.
What are you talking about? That never happened.
Yeah, it never happened. They kind of handcuffed, and Donna Shalala kind of handcuffed Miami as well. Miami's been handcuffed for a long time. Now that everybody can pay players and pay them without any penalty, yeah, Miami should be in this game. Miami should be in this conversation every year. I'm not going to say in the game every year, but they should be in the conversation because they are the preeminent. They are the school in Florida.
You would think Miami would get more recruits because Florida, great weather, girls.
Miami,
state taxes.
I mean, just go ask that 02 team. We've waxed poetic about the 02 Miami team.
I mean, look at the first 7 years of the 2000s for the Miami teams.
17 first-round picks. That's still a record from one roster. You had Jonathan Vilma, DJ Williams, Vince Wilfork, Sean Taylor, Ed Reed, Reggie Wayne, Andre Johnson, Santana Moss, Najee Davenport, Clinton
the whole fucking
Portis,
thing was drafted.
Willis McGahee. I mean,
every running back was drafted.
Like, what are we talking about? Mike Rumpf.
The only people that was shit were the quarterbacks.
Antrell Roll. Like
the quarterback was Ken Dorsey, who ended up being the defensive coordinator.
Ken Dorsey, who went to San Francisco and he was drafted, but he wasn't very good as a pro. Bryant McKinney was on that team. Who else? I'm trying to think of who else. Like all I know is Jeremy Shockey, Kellen Winslow. Did I say that? I didn't say Shockey, but
well,
Kellen
K2
Winslow.
was later.
K2 was Shockey's backup.
Wasn't that 07?
No, 02. That 02 national.
K2 was in 02?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I can't remember.
The 01. So if you look at the 02 Miami roster, and I'll read it off for you right now, because this is something that I think people forget how dominant and good this team was when you really look at it. Brother, this team was as good as a football team as you're going to find.
I'm looking it up right now.
All right. You had Ken Dorsey starting at quarterback. Willis McGahee. Jarrett Payton was on that team. All right. Andre Johnson, Kevin Beard, Roscoe Parrish, Jason Gathers, all pros. Let's see.
Brandon Merriweather.
Sonoris Moss, Kellen Winslow. This is the 02 team that lost the national championship to Ohio State. Eric Winston, he went on to play in the league. Let's see. You had Vernon Carey, Carlos Joseph, William Joseph, Jerome McDougal, Vince Wilfork, Vilma, DJ Williams, Sean Taylor, Antrell Roll. You had, and who else? I think that was it for like the starters on that team. And then 01, the one that won the national championship. This is the one that is like This one's kind of mind-bending, to be honest. Get out of here. I don't like this. This site is not doing it for me right now. 2001. Miami Hurricanes roster. You had Clinton Portis, Najee Davenport, Willis McGahee, and Frank Gore at running back.
Jesus Christ.
You had, let's see, you had 17 first-round picks off of this roster alone. Let's see, where's the full starters here? Because this one is the one that had, like, this is what had Reggie Wayne. Because Reggie Wayne was drafted 02, right? Yeah. Why isn't he showing up on this? It's pissing me off. But anyway, you had, at one point, you had Reggie Wayne, Santana Moss, and Andre Johnson as the number 3. Number 3 option. You had Jeremy Shockey, Kellen Winslow, Brian McKinney. You had Vince Wilfork, William Joseph, Jerome McDougal on the defensive line, DJ Vilma, Chris Campbell at linebacker, Ed Reed, Sean Taylor, Philip Buchanan, Mike Rumpf, Amtrell Roll at corner. Like, this team was so fucking stacked, it's almost unfair.
Yeah, it was bullshit.
So, I'm just going to sit here and just tell you, I expect Miami to win this game on Monday night because I expect Miami to be back on the map. This is it, baby. Miami is back. We're back.
Don't get your hopes up. I mean,
we are back.
8.5-point dogs is
and I don't give a
fucking
shit
huge
what the
amount
line
of
says.
points.
I don't care what the line says. You know what the line does? Because the line in college, they're just looking at. They're not looking at. Miami has built their team. The way Mario Cristobal built this team is in the same way that Jim Harbaugh built Michigan. He built it from the trenches out, and they just play bully ball. And they're going to bully the fuck out of Indiana on Monday night. So.
Well.
And if they don't, and we lose, it'll be because some bullshit ref and somebody got ejected for some bullshit targeting or something
let's
like
see.
that.
We're about 6 days away from the national championship. The day after, we're gonna get all of the divisional round weekend. So we're in for another. And by the way, I never want to see another wild card Monday night playoff game again. I could do without seeing that ever again. It's fucking useless.
I hate the Monday night playoff game because now it forces whoever wins that game to have to play on Sunday.
Yeah,
in order to make it fair,
yeah, you
even
only get
remotely
6
fair,
days.
and you only get 6 days. I don't like that at all.
That's fucking bullshit.
I know the Saturday Sunday games, like you only get 6 days, and like not 6 days is not nearly as bad as like playing on a Thursday.
Sure.
But, like, if you play Monday, you can't play Saturday.
Right.
You have to play Sunday.
Right.
So it kind of locks in the schedule. But anyway, I just wanted to say that. I wanted to say my piece. I did put in a parlay. Miami and Denver both winning the Super Bowl and the national championship.
You told me that, which I was fucking. Wait, did you put all 4 teams?
I put all 4 teams, but that was I was not doing that. So I did it. I did a $10 bet for a $288 win.
Oh my god.
Broncos. So Miami was plus 260 on the money line, and I got Denver at plus 700 on the Super Bowl. And I also have $10 on Bo Nix for Super Bowl MVP.
Damn.
And then my bet for the Broncos right now, for them to win the Super Bowl, is it's plus 47. I got them at plus 4,700. So I'll get a $4,800 payout on that. So I could cash in well over $5,000 if the Broncos win the Super Bowl.
Hey, really quick. Mike Tomlin is older than the original
iPhone.
Yes. By 5 months.
Yep, 2007.
I just saw that.
Yeah. So let's get into some NFL talk because I want to talk.
All the coaches are gone this year.
Yeah. So you got Harbaugh and Tom. Obviously, the big news of today, Tomlin is out. He steps down as the Steelers head coach after 19 seasons.
Well, you made a good point. Step down, quote unquote.
No, he did. I believe in my heart of hearts that the Steelers and Mike Tomlin had a discussion. The Steelers think it's time to go in a different direction. Tomlin thinks it's time to go in a different direction. And they gave him the opportunity to step down on his own accord and leave with a little bit of class and dignity. And because if you remember, the Steelers don't fire anybody. Chuck Noll resigned. Bill Cowher took over. Bill Cowher retired. Mike Tomlin took over. This, and I remember this interview process back in the offseason of the 07 offseason, and this little known defensive coordinator from Minnesota, Mike Tomlin, was going to be the next coach of the Steelers, and we're going, who? We're like, no fucking way. This dude, really? And we're like, okay, like, cool, I guess. Like,
they loved him.
I don't remember who else was available in 07 to be a head coach. But looking back at it, I mean, Mike Tomlin has
– It was all the Belichick tree.
He is – yes, you're right. It was. It was McDaniels. It was Mangini.
Yep, all those
Mangini was the
fucking
year
guys.
before, 06, but because that was when he was with the Jets in 06 is when the whole Spygate thing came to light. But nonetheless, you're right. It was, we had already gone through Cornell and Weiss and Mangini, and then we were moving on to – McDaniels wasn't a head coaching candidate yet because he hadn't put together that 07 offense yet. That 07 offense is what put him on the map.
Right.
And then what he did in 08 with Matt Castle really sold it. And then, unfortunately, he sold the Broncos on hiring him, and, that was a disaster. But
no, that's a good question. But continue. I'm sorry.
But this little-known defensive coordinator from Minnesota in 2007, which he was under, Brad Childress? Was that the Brad Childress years? Yeah. And so this, remember Brad Childress with his microphone, with his little headset? He looked like he was. In,
I hate it.
He looked like he was in like marketing, like the sales department of a, or he was taking customer complaints at a major box store.
Oh my God! Here are the top candidates in 2007. Ken Wisenhunt.
Okay, the Wiz. Nobody beats him. Didn't he go on to coach? Yeah, he went on to coach the Cardinals.
Yeah,
he got the Cardinals job. It took him to a Super Bowl the same year Tomlin took the Steelers.
Russ Grimm.
Offensive line coach from those Steelers.
Todd Haley,
offensive coordinator from the Steelers.
Bobby Petrino.
Bobby fucking Petrino went to the Atlanta Falcons, then bailed on him with 4 or 5 weeks left in the season. Suey.
Let's see if you remember who the fuck this was. Clancy Pendergast. Defensive
backs coach. Was he?
Nope.
He was a defensive guy.
Yes. Name the team.
For Baltimore and Green Bay are ringing a bell.
Nope.
Arizona?
He was the defensive coordinator.
Arizona.
Defensive coordinator of Arizona.
Yep.
And then two more.
Because he was under what was his name? I loved him. The coach that got fired from Arizona. Oh, God, it'll come to me. Continue.
I don't remember who he was under.
I remember who he was under. Clancy Pendergast was under.
These were just like the big names. Then it was Hugh Jackson.
Yeah, okay. He went to Cleveland.
Mike Zimmer,
actually not a bad, not great, but not terrible.
Baltimore Ravens offensive coordinator Rick Neuheisel.
Rick Neuheisel's been around for a while.
Chicago Bears defensive coordinator Bob Babich.
That one I don't remember.
And then Dallas Cowboys interim head coach Wade Phillips.
Oh, of course, Wade.
And those were the hot names.
I love Wade Phillips.
Actually, one more. It says Denver Broncos had Jim Bates at the time, defensive coordinator.
Jim Bates. I remember Jim Bates, but I don't remember him being a head coaching candidate.
It just said he was a name that was floating around.
Yeah, he was under Shanahan for a little bit. Dave McGinnis, that's who it was. Dave McGinnis.
I wouldn't have got that one.
That was the Arizona head coach.
Nope.
Clancy Pendergast was under, I believe. I think he was under him for a little bit. But, yeah.
Damn.
I remember, yeah. So, again, actually not a terrible list, really. And the Steelers, out of all those candidates, they don't go with the flashy, because there was a couple of big names on there. A couple of flashy names.
Yeah. Phillips.
Wade Phillips, who had been there.
Zimmer, who was very well known.
Mike Zimmer. Well, didn't Mike Zimmer go on to coach the Vikes after that?
Yeah, but Zimmer, Zimmer and Tomlin worked together.
Yeah, because Zimmer was the one that lost his wife, right?
Yeah,
Remember
Zimmer and Tomlin worked together, and they took Tomlin.
Yes, you're right. They went with Tomlin, and again, Tomlin was a very little known guy at the time, and now I feel like Tomlin. And I know Steelers fans might hate to hear this, but Tomlin, I think, has firmly asserted himself in the Hall of Fame.
Oh God, yeah. At this point in his career,
don't
ask Pittsburgh fans right now because they'll say he's a piece of shit.
Oh, Pittsburgh fans have been calling for his head on a platter for the
5
last
years,
10 years, dude. I mean, seriously, I was still working at Knuckleheads when Steeler fans were clamoring to get him out. And I say that, somewhat anecdotally, but my point is, I know he's only got one championship with 2 appearances. But if you look back at it, and I had this discussion with a couple of buddies earlier, if you really look back at the Steelers rosters the last 10 years, they have not had a championship caliber roster since that 2010 season.
Since Big Ben basically deteriorated.
Well, Big Ben was still doing his thing. 'Cause remember, 10 years ago, Big Ben was when they had the Killer Bees. Big Ben, AB, and
The running back there, Bell.
Le'Veon Bell. And they had the Killer Bees. Remember, that was the whole buzz. And they had, what was it, Martavis Bryant, I think, was on that team.
Yeah, Martavis Bryant was always in trouble with the law, though.
But he was nasty. And the Steelers could develop wide receiver talent like no other.
They still could.
They still do. I mean, realistically, which is why I think, they're probably, this is going to be a big blow up for them because I don't think they need to keep a DK Metcalf or on the team. But nonetheless.
I wonder if DK, is like, get me out of here.
Oh, he's got to be. I mean, so Mike Tomlin steps down today. Obviously, we'll start with the Monday night game from last night, Houston and the Steelers.
Terrible game.
It was about as gross of an offensive game as you could ask for 4 quarters. And then the Texans' defense finally kind of just put the boots to the Steelers and took the game over. And
in the
did what
fourth
they
quarter,
did.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I said it to you at the end of the game. We were texting back and forth. I really didn't appreciate that Joe Buck comment. You can feel whatever way you want to feel about Aaron Rodgers, but Joe Buck must have had it in a script ready for him on that paper. And he was like, if Aaron Rodgers throws a pick 6, I have this ready to go.
And
Aaron Rodgers throws the end of the game pick 6, and he goes, and there's another interception by Aaron Rodgers, who is the NFL all-time leader in interception percentage. It's like, you had that fucking ready to
Which
go.
I have a hard time believing Aaron Rodgers the all-time leader in interception percentage.
He says he's
Aaron Rodgers has thrown less interceptions than almost anybody. I don't even think that's possible.
That was Joe Buck's stat he had ready to go.
You must have misheard it or he misread it because Terry Bradshaw had 212 career touchdowns and 210 career interceptions. I don't even think Aaron Rodgers has 200 career interceptions. I don't think it's even close, actually. I think Aaron Rodgers probably has like 120, 130 interceptions, maybe $150.
I'm looking up right now. I remember texting you immediately and being like, what the fuck was that?
I didn't hear it because I was watching the Manning cast, so I'll have to go back and watch it. But I don't think there's no way in hell Aaron Rodgers leads as the highest interception percentage, in maybe the highest pick 6 interception percentage. Like maybe when he throws them, they go back for 6 more than anybody else. Like, but even still, then I would have a hard time believing Aaron Rodgers has more in pick 6s than anybody else. He just doesn't throw picks. I think he's got like only a handful of seasons with double-digit interceptions in his career. I mean, he's like a perennial like 40-8 guy, like 35-5. You know what I mean?
Maybe pick 6s then.
I mean, it just I don't.
Because you're right, his interception percentage is fantastic.
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe he has the best interception percentage.
His career touchdown to interception ratio is 4.52. It's absurd.
Yeah, I mean, career numbers-wise, he's got, 123 interceptions. Like I said, I didn't even think he had that. That's right. What did I say, 120, 130?
Maybe he's a leader all-time in pick 6s or something. I don't know.
I feel like even that is, 527 to 123 is fucking insane. Maybe he was saying it in like he's got the best interception percentage in the league, and there's one. In the NFL, in NFL history, and there's one. Like, there's another, like, one more to...
I don't know. But the way Buck worded it was almost like fuck you.
Like a fuck you to him.
Fuck you, Aaron Rodgers. I was like, geez, Joe. Like, he just talked about this is likely Aaron Rodgers' last game in his NFL career. Rodgers throws the pick 6, and Buck is like, fuck you. Like, immediately.
I think a lot of us felt like this is probably going to be Aaron Rodgers' last run regardless.
It looked like it on his face during the whole game, too.
And, I mean, not for the guy's, 42?
Oh, yeah. He said. I don't know how many times he said it during games this year. I'm 42.
Yeah,
like, shut up.
Yeah, he's getting up there, dude. Like, and he's played well past I think what anybody could have possibly expected.
We thought at 38 he was done.
I mean, even and not for nothing, like he still had a pretty fucking good year. He was the least of the Steelers' problems this year. We can at least say that.
Right.
And I think with Tomlin stepping down, Rodgers becoming basically a free agent after this year. Because the Steelers, I think he has one. What did he sign, a 2-year deal?
Yeah, but I think there's an
it's
opt-out.
basically a 1-year deal.
Isn't it like a dual opt-out, like the team or him can opt out, some bullshit like that?
Listen, I think it was a one. Let's call it what it is. A 1-year deal. Aaron Rodgers is a free agent. He's free to go wherever he wants. Does Aaron Rodgers really want to go to a new team, a new offense, a new city, learn all that? I highly doubt it.
Unless he takes a ketamine and like goes into a dark cabin for 4 days, whatever the fuck
but
it is.
we already kind of had him doing the whole Brett Favre dragging us along thing, already. Like,
what did I say? Ketamine? It's not ketamine.
Well, whatever. Ketamine. Ishikawa, whatever the fuck it is.
I don't know what he talking. I said ketamine and goes into a dark cabin.
Yeah, whatever, dude. He goes into some dark places. Let me tell you. But no, I think he's done. And now I think with the Mike Tomlin news, I think that puts the final nail in the coffin for Aaron Rodgers. I think maybe if Tomlin had come back and he had talked to him like, hey, man, do you want to give this one more run? I'll give it one more if you give it one more. Like, see what we can do. Maybe ownership gets on board. We'll load up a little bit and, try and right some of the wrongs from this year. Tomlin being out, that eliminates the Steelers. So the Steelers are gone. That's
you again.
Jesus. Is that my microphone?
Sounds like it. Or maybe there's interference somewhere.
Anyway,
but
there's a little bit left to be there's nothing left I think that for Aaron Rodgers to do. Yeah, I think he would have liked to win another Super Bowl. That didn't work out. His number one mistake was going to the Jets. Never should have done that. I think we all knew that.
That was money though, wasn't it?
Was it though?
That was greed.
At this point in your career, like you only got a couple years left to play. Yeah, I know you want to cash in and make as much as you can, but also like, don't you want to? I mean, how much is enough? I don't know. I can't answer those questions.
But wait,
I don't know what Aaron Rodgers. But
money.
Maybe Aaron Rodgers' drug budget is like through the fucking roof, and he's like, nah, man, I need a couple more $100 million to cash in on these psychedelic. Because these mushrooms that people are microdosing now, it's gonna be like the next legal weed thing.
Don't forget when Rodgers went to New York, we made fun of the Jets for this.
I didn't.
No, we made fun of it because of the way they treated him. Because when he went there,
we made fun of the Jets.
Yes,
the roster
because
and the coaches.
He was like, I want Adams. They're like, done. He's like, I want Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Done. I want who's that white wide receiver they had?
Jeff Janis.
Whatever. Done. Anybody they wanted, they just went out and got. And it was like no questions asked either. Then they had that awful Hard Knocks episode, and they showed the defensive backs coach, and they were like, yo, if you get beat deep, don't worry about it. We got Aaron Rodgers on the team. It's like, what the fuck kind of coaching is this?
There's only 2 guys in the league that can make that throw, and you got one of them. Well, how'd that work out for you? And that's why the Jets are an ass organization, and that whole coaching staff is blown the fuck up and blown the fuck out, and their anuses are all prolapsed at this point because that's what happens. But the Jets are ass. Who gives a shit about them? But you're right. We first guessed him going to the Jets. We're like, of all the places you could have gone, like you choose the Jets. Really, like the one place nobody. And maybe it was his ego because it's the one place nobody's been able to fix, and maybe he thought he could be the guy to do it. And then the turf was just like, no,
snatched.
And I snatch your Achilles
immediately. 3 plays in
of hell. Yeah, literally third play of the fucking game. Season over, and you're like, fuck off.
That's Woody Johnson's curse. That's just because Woody Johnson's a piece of shit.
It really is. So I think the Steelers, kind of put a little red bow on this Steelers talk. I think they're ripe for I think they're gonna go full ass reset on this. So
how can you not?
I would expect guys like Joey Porter Jr., T.J. Watt, anybody with a big contract to be traded this offseason.
TJ's not going anywhere.
I wouldn't be surprised if they trade him, dude. I'm telling you right now, they are going full. Sean, they don't have a head coach or a quarterback. They're going to need all the draft capital they can get. They are going from day one scratch. And if they can trade T.J. Watt for a couple of first-round picks, I mean, you'd be stupid not to at this point.
No, they can't. They just gave him in July of 2025 $108 million guaranteed. They would take such a fucking loss. It would destroy their salary cap. They physically can't do it.
So Watt will remain there until what? Well, no, because then it depends. I mean, they're not going to do a Russell Wilson and pay him $85 million to fuck off. He's not that bad of a player.
He has $32 million per year guaranteed for the next 3 years in his contract.
They'll have to get somebody to take the contract is what it'll come down to.
No, it's signing bonus. The team eats that.
You're right.
The Steelers fucked it. They guaranteed it.
Yeah.
So the other $8 million, so it's $41 million AAV, and they're guaranteed. Well, no, so it's $10 million. So
because if they trade him, they're basically saying like, all right, we're fucked for the next 3 years, which really
it's only saving them $30 million. There's no point over 3 years. It's $10 million a year.
Right, and there's really yes, you're right. So Watt won't be traded, but there'll be other guys on that team that will be unloaded. And that's going to suck for TJ Watt. It's going to be lonely. It'll be real lonely in Pittsburgh for a while.
Damn, the fucking Watt brothers can't win anything.
I know. That sucks, dude. And TJ's fucking unbelievable. He's just ridiculously awesome. But yeah, I just feel like the Steelers they're fucking cooked now for a while. I mean, like I said, having no head coach and no quarterback, and you got eliminated on wild card weekend, so you're not even, in a position to draft a quarterback, which again I don't think is a bad thing, in particularly this year. Looking at the quarterback class that's coming out, I think it's one of the worst we've seen in a while. I mean, I certainly don't have any belief in Mendoza in the pros. Do you?
I mean, Mendoza's pretty good, but he's not
he's not pro material.
He's not top echelon like other years.
He reminds me of a slightly more polished Cam Ward. And by slightly more polished,
No,
I mean he's got the arm talent and he's got the ability to rip it, but he's not.
I would say
maybe I'll be dead wrong about this guy.
No, he's different. Like he's not the same body type as Cam Ward, and he's not the same as like Bryce Young and those guys. But he's like I would say like the same pathway. Well, he's the clear cut number one guy.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Bryce Young was, like Cam Ward was. He's the clear cut number one guy that's going to be taken overall. But we just came from a draft class where we're fucking incredibly spoiled, where we thought Jaden, Drake, and Caleb were like, oh my god, these are generational can't miss guys.
Commenter on the New Bedford Guide or whatever stream this is. I don't know, whatever our Facebook stream, whatever one it is. Ryan Albert Kirby, Mendoza going to the Raiders is going to bust like Russell.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, that's
the other half.
That's unfortunate.
That's the other half of the equation. Is unfortunately the Raiders are drafting number 1 this year. And I know Raiders fans are going to sit there and be like, oh, we got Tom Brady, bro. We got Tom Brady running the show now. But they're like, no, you don't. Tom Brady's not running anything.
He's a 2% owner. He can't do shit.
Yeah, Tom Brady is running nothing except the booth with fucking Iron Eagle or whatever. Or, no, I'm sorry, J.J. Watt's with Iron Eagle.
I do enjoy listening to Brady a lot. He's come a long way.
I'll tell you what. I think he's better than Romo at this point.
I like listening to both of them. Brady gives a lot of good insight.
Romo's getting a little bit fucking too much.
Lazy?
Yeah.
I think Romo doesn't study at all.
Well, I think because I think what happened with Romo is that I think Romo went from being like 2 X's and O's for the dumb casual fan to keep up with. Like he was great for us because we knew exactly what he was saying and we could process and understand it at his level, at least when he was, showing us.
Yep.
Whereas the casual fans couldn't understand it, and they didn't like it. Because they're like, I don't like this guy. Why is he calling the plays before they happen? This is so stupid. Just call the play as it happens. I don't want to know what's going to happen. I just want you to tell me what's happening. And that's what stupid fans do. And that's why I watch the Manning cast on Monday nights, because it's nothing against Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. I love those guys. But I like football. I'm a football nerd, and I want to watch football for football nerds. So Romo, I think, has kind of had to dumb himself down a little bit, where Brady's not to that point yet.
All right. Really quick side note. Manningcast last night. I didn't watch the whole goddamn thing. I turned over at the right time. Did you hear when I forgot who the fucking guest was they had on during the playoffs? And they said, like, when you're at the line, you call a different audible. And I forgot someone, I think it was Stroud was at the line.
Was it J.J. Watt?
Oh, I think it was J.J. Yeah, duh, because the Texans were on. And
they had Big Ben, J.J., and
I think it was J.J. was on.
I forget who they had in the first quarter because I missed it because I was doing my other podcast.
Because J.J. called out on it, and J.J. was like, oh, Stroud's calling, like, it's going to be a hike on 2 because he was saying, like, Barbara, and B's the second letter of the alphabet, so on 2.
Yeah.
And Eli was like, yeah. He goes, we had Tuesday because Tuesday was the number 2. And Peyton was like smiling. Peyton was like, our mom listens to this, but I'm going to say what we did for 5 games in Indy, and then we had to change it because we got in trouble. And I don't know if you heard it. He goes, we used balls. He goes, because you had 2 of them. And he goes, we would say balls, balls. And he goes, I'll let you guess what we used for 1. And then he goes, when the hike was on 3, we used, And it just made me laugh when he said,
Dick and balls.
Yeah. But the way he said, he goes, can only use it for a few games because then the mic picked it up. And then they told us, like, you got to cut that shit out. Like, the TV's picking it up and you can't use that. Because he's screwed out, like if he's saying cock and balls and dick and balls.
I mean, I remember like the thing is with like signals and cadence and like alerts like that.
No, but it was TV telling him.
No, I know, but like those are so easy. Like, I mean, obviously, like Barbara, like you're like, okay, let me just deduct this real quick. Let me use deductive reasoning real quick. B, Barbara, what's B? B, second letter of the alphabet. Probably going on to. I can figure that shit out. That's like a next. So the thing is when like they call Barbara. But it's like when like the third baseman's giving signals, all this is dummy signals until I give you this, and then or I touch my belt buckle, and then it means it's now what I'm telling you is the real signal.
Yeah.
That's why they throw all that shit out there. Because I remember like in 2003 when the Broncos played in Indianapolis when Clinton Portis got hurt and Quentin Griffin ran wild through the Colts that night. I remember Al Wilson on the sidelines. They knew when it was going to be a strong side run because Peyton would go like this and he would raise his right arm and go like this. And Al Wilson's like, if he goes like this, it's a strong side run. It's a strong side run or whatever it is going strong side, meaning the tight end side.
Yeah.
And Denver bottled that Colts offense up and beat him, I think, 31-17, if I'm not mistaken, on Sunday Night Football. And then obviously they got throttled by them like 2 weeks later, 41-10.
Yeah.
Because Peyton and the Colts were like, okay, well, they know what we were calling, so let's change it up.
No shit.
And then they were just, Denver forgot to tackle Marvin Harrison and covered Brandon Stokely, and things get a little out of hand, a little quick there. But the Steelers, again, I just think they're fucked for the next couple of years. And
and then the commenter said like Mendoza to the Raiders. Yeah, he's definitely fucked as well.
And he makes a good point. He says Brady has zero say in anything. Right?
He doesn't.
Exactly. He doesn't. He has no say in any of this shit. You know what Brady is? Brady's a salesman. Brady's going to go to free agents and he's going to go to draft picks and he's going to say, like, hey, man, listen, like, I'm involved with the Raiders. Like, you'll have access to me, all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. And he'll try to sell them on the Raiders because that's Brady's role. That's what he's going to be doing now for the Raiders in terms of being an owner, a part owner. I don't want to say an owner because, like you said, he's 2%.
It's like some measly amount.
He bought in barely. So, anyway.
Which pisses me off. It's like
everybody just overstates the fucking amount that Brady's involved with the Raiders.
I know, but that irks me as a fucking Patriots
fan. It's like
fan.
saying Lewis Hamilton is involved with the Broncos. Like, yeah, he's part owner, but he's a fucking Formula One driver. He's not coming over here and being like, "Oi, mate, let's go play some rugby with pads."
But imagine like how much more you could take advantage of that if the
you want to go fast. I could take you fast, mate.
Like if the Crafts just said,
he's British, not Australian. Whatever.
If the Crafts told Brady, hey, we'll liquidate some of our assets, we'll make you 1 or 2% owner of the Patriots. That's it. Just a little bit. Like a smither.
If I'm the Patriots, I don't want Brady anywhere near my franchise.
No. I'm just saying, like imagine, like.
And not because. Sorry, continue.
No, imagine just like the sound of that. Oh, like he was an incredible player on the field. It's a statue of him. He's also a part owner now. Like you're just adding to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead,
you're adding to his
now
legacy.
He leaves,
but
and
now,
he's a fucking Raider.
But the problem with that is like if I'm Bob Kraft, like now all of a sudden Brady's becoming bigger than the Patriots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now he's part owner. Now he's like. You know what I mean? To
Kraft
me, like
is gonna die any moment at this point.
But as far as if I'm Kraft, my ego is or Jonathan, I'm like fuck no.
Oh my God,
this guy out of here.
Jonathan.
Hey, thanks for your service. We appreciate the 6 wins in the Super Bowl. All's well that ends well. Bye. See you later.
Jonathan,
fucking hands off my fucking Kool-Aid, bitch.
You might see Jonathan like stabbing the table, and when he sees Vrabel letting those guys get incentives, he's like, he's so pissed.
I use it.
He's like, and Vrabel's like, hey, let Diggsy get three more catches so you can hit the $500,000 incentive. You just see
Jonathan Kraft
tapping the paper. I use it.
I use it. But no. Anyway, 774-992-992. Jesus Christ, what the hell is our number again?
774-992-8702.
8702. Jesus Christ, brain fart and a half. God, I should probably stop drinking.
No.
Nah, I know, right? Fuck that. I'm not a quitter. The fuck you talking about, bitch? Besides, we're 33 days away from the Daytona 500. You think I'm going to stop drinking now?
Probably not.
So let's get into. We don't need to talk too much about the game last night. It sucked.
I mean, we kind of already did. We
already
touched on
did.
it. We touched
It
on
was- yeah. We
Rodgers leaving, Tomlin
Listen,
stepping down.
the big story of this.
So many open head coaching positions in the NFL.
The biggest story. The Steelers, despite the loss, hijacked the story of this game. The Houston Texans, though, they are now going on the road to your New England Patriots, Sean. We got a 3:00 matchup with the Texans
Next Sunday. That's right.
That defense, Danielle Hunter, they are
Danielle. I know it's pronounced Danielle.
It does.
But it's fucking Danielle.
Or is it Daniel? I mean,
no, it's Danielle. It's Danielle.
So let's talk real quick before we get into the matchup for next week. Let's talk about the Patriots and the Chargers because Patriots Chargers was I
that
think
was rough.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure I said it last week. I said this game is going to be tougher.
I said close.
Than New England fans are thinking. You said close.
But I did not think this. I did not say piss poor, no scoring.
Now, the score, a 13-point win, you're thinking like,
God damn.
We must have blown the doors off them.
Yeah, 31-20.
We kicked their fucking dicks in. You know, like,
yeah.
That was hardly the case.
Yeah, no.
Hardly the case.
Until the fourth quarter.
And even then, it was still like, they were eking it out. And like I said last week, people were going into this game talking like 41-3, 40-10.
Crazy talk.
Like 21 plus point blowouts, all that kind of shit. And I'm like, listen, bro, I hate to break it to you guys, but this isn't Brady and Belichick anymore. Okay?
Right.
This is Vrabel and May. You don't know what the fuck you're getting. And not
it's
for
legit
nothing.
Year one.
We shat on CJ Stroud for his performance last night.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read you this little comparison real quick, okay? 17 for 29, 268, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 2 fumbles.
Yep, that's Drake for you.
CJ Stroud, 21 for 32, 250 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 2 fumbles.
Mm-hmm.
Damn near identical stats.
Sure
and
was.
yet we have one fan base saying MVP or the national media saying MVP.
Wait a minute.
And then on the other hand, we have everybody saying,
Wait a minute.
This guy is getting dragged here by his defense.
Wait a minute. One is mental health, mental midget this year. The other one has had a phenomenal season up until one game. I will admit, Drake had a very bad game
Sean,
against
let's be
the
honest.
Chargers.
Drake May has not had a good game against a good team all year.
No, I mean,
outside of
he's
maybe
played,
the first Buffalo game.
No, he played good. He played decent against the second Buffalo game too. They just didn't play enough.
He shit himself in the fourth quarter.
No, what was
he
that
was
bad?
awful. What do you have, like 4 yards passing in the fourth quarter?
No, I don't think it was that bad.
It was awful. It was something bad.
They didn't fucking win. It still counts.
I think they had like
loss.
40 yards passing in the second half of that game entirely.
Yeah, the whole team sucked in the second half of that game.
That's what I'm saying. And who's the straw that stirs the drink, brother? I mean, don't get me wrong. You know me. I always preach it's a team game. It takes 53 guys pulling in the same direction. But you New England fans always want to fucking say, it's Brady. It's the quarterback. It's all about the quarterback.
But different scenario. I will compare Stroud. No, Stroud and Drake is two different things right now. But you can't be, I will say, you can't go out and have the same offense. You didn't get the Chargers against the Texans. Texans defense is just as good, if not better, than the Chargers defense.
The Texans defense is much better than the Chargers defense.
Exactly.
Much better.
So you can't come out there and be fucking piddle-paddling away. Even with the Texans offense being dog shit.
Which they are.
You can't afford the Patriots defense to be lights out.
If
again.
CJ Stroud and Drake May have equal games on Sunday, the Texans win by 10.
Which is a worry because you have to expect that the Patriots defense, to be lights out again.
I expect Drake May to make more plays against the Texans defense than I expect CJ Stroud to make against the Patriots defense.
That's what I'm banking on as well.
Let's talk Chargers and Patriots first before we jump into the matchup for the weekend.
Sure.
Sean, all I saw was a front seven of the Chargers that is mid.
Like Tart is good. I like Tart.
They've got good players, but overall on the season they've been mid.
Yeah,
they have good, like I said, they've got good talent.
Mac is still good at times.
Yep, they've got good guys, and I mean, you know me, I'm a huge fan of Derwin James. I think he's
Derwin James,
unfucking believable.
He's
player.
only 29. It feels like he's been in the league 10 years.
Well, he's 29. He's been in the league for 7-8 years.
No, I know, but it feels like he's been in the league a decade.
Well, 7-8 years is only 2 years short of a decade. So
But was he drafted at like 19? It feels like
no,
it feels
20,
like
21.
I know. It feels like he's a baby.
But he's a veteran guy. He's a great player. The Chargers have good talent on
Dude,
that
Tony
defense.
Jefferson has been
and that's
phenomenal.
That's what I tried warning Patriots fans about going into this game, saying like, yeah, Herbert's a little bit banged up, and
poor guy.
and their offense is pretty. Their
Holy
offensive
shit.
line is a disaster. Said, but that Chargers defense is going to be good enough to keep them in that game, and they did for the majority of that game. They kept them right in it.
Absolutely.
What I saw that night, what I saw on Sunday night was pretty much what I expected. Chargers going to charge because that's what they do. It didn't really matter how this game unfolded. The Chargers were going to find a way to lose. It's what they do. As soon as Jim Harbaugh decided to go for it on 4th and goal from the 2 or the 3 on that opening drive.
Well, when we got the turnover, right?
Instead of taking the points, turnover on downs.
Yeah.
And they decide to go for it. I'm like, game's over.
How didn't they score at all, though? Within the 10-yard line, and they just didn't score.
Because, not for nothing, the Chargers' offense is kind of shit. There's a reason why I was pretty excited if the Chargers won and pulled off the upset, because then we'd have them on Saturday afternoon in Denver, and I'd be like, okay, we're going to the AFC Championship. No problem. Now we got fucking Superman coming to fucking town instead, and we got to deal with that bullshit. But we'll get into that later. I was thrilled if the Chargers were going to pull that upset off. I didn't think they would. I picked the Patriots to win that game. I didn't think the Chargers were going to be able to I thought even if the Chargers found a way to get a lead, they were going to find a way to blow it, like they always do. Herbert would turn the ball over at an inopportune time. He would throw a pick, throw a fumble, whatever. It's exactly what happened, except the only difference is they never got the lead. They never had the chance. The only chance they had was when they took that opening drive down to the 2-yard line, and they decided to go for it instead of kick the 3, which normally, under a lot of circumstances, I would say, you know what? I like your balls. You got 2 yards. You're saying, listen, the points are going to be, tough to come by. Let's go get it. But you're on the road. You take the 3.
Yeah.
You always take the fucking 3 especially on the opening drive. This isn't the end of the game.
Well, I think it was their second drive because
or whatever. It was the first quarter.
Drive,
it was the first quarter of the game. First or second drive of the game. They get down there. They forego the 3, and they end up with nothing on the board. And I said, that's it. Game's over. I said to my wife, game's over. And I think it was 0-0 at the time. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, game's over.
Yeah, you can't.
I'm like, you can't go down. You have to take the points in that situation if you're the Chargers.
Yeah.
You must take the points. You're on the road. You're banged up. Points are going to be at a premium.
Yeah.
And yet you decide to roll the dice. And that is what Jim Harbaugh does. And that is why when the Chargers hired Jim Harbaugh, I was fucking thrilled. Because this is what they're going to do every year. It doesn't matter. What did I say? What was the number I pulled up for you guys the other day? Herbert, as a postseason quarterback in 3 postseason games, Justin Herbert has been outscored 56-9 in the second half of postseason games.
Holy shit! It's even worse now.
That's including.
Oh, including the Patriots game?
Because that was his third.
Oh, okay.
That was his third game. 56-9. The Chargers have been outscored in the second half of their 3 postseason losses with Justin Herbert. And one of them was with was it Joe Staley?
Yes.
And
Joe
now,
Staley's massive fuck up too.
Was it 2 of them with Joe Staley or 1 with Joe and 2 with Harbaugh?
Wasn't it one with Joe Staley?
Who was Harbaugh the coach when they blew it to the Jags?
No,
it was Staley. That was the final straw on that broke the back.
Isn't this Harbaugh's first playoff?
This is Harbaugh's first playoff stint with them because they didn't make it last year.
I don't think so.
No, they didn't.
And I just want to say the biggest thing, I remember texting you immediately after them not scoring on that turnover, because when the Patriots turned it over within their 10 yards of them scoring, and I was like, well, that sucks. The Patriots are going to have to play from behind now because the Chargers are definitely going to score.
Mm-hmm.
And I
said
said
the Chargers did make it last year. I'm sorry. Who did they lose to last year? Oh, they lost they lost to the fucking Texans. Remember they got blown out 32-12?
Wow.
By the Texans.
Well, the stat you just gave us was wrong then. Oh, second half you gave us. Second half. Okay. The biggest thing.
So it was 2 with Harbaugh and 1 with Staley.
That's pathetic still. The biggest thing I'll say is I texted you. I said, this is very unbiased of me. How do you not score within the 10 yards of the end zone when you're that close? I don't care who you are.
And I think the Patriots red zone defense is ranked 30th in the league. Like if you get inside the red zone against the Patriots, you've got a really good chance of scoring. They're one of the worst red zone defenses in the league, and the Chargers didn't even have a fucking. I don't even think they sniffed the red zone after that.
No, they didn't get close. Well, they
Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1. Who's this?
Hey, it's Nelson. You know who it is.
Hey, Nelson. Thanks for calling back.
Nelson, what's up, man?
Yeah, man. What's happening? I want to start off, first of all, good evening. How are you guys?
Outstanding. Thank
Very
you.
good, Nelson. How are you?
Excellent. I want to preface by I did wind up hearing a little bit of the follow-up after our call last week. And let me just make a couple of things clear what I was trying to say about it being an epic failure where the Pats not going to the AFC Championship. I look at it with not the Belichick-Brady era. I could care less about that. I am not in that camp of going back to comparables. I was saying simply based on this year specifically because of how the outcome has happened with the seeding. And I also look at the team individually in every league, in general, on potential, what you're going to be in the beginning, and what you are now at the end based on your past performance. So with that, what I mean by that is no one thought the Pats were going to be as good as they were from a record standpoint. But the reality is they are what they are because of what they did over the course of 18 weeks. Now, as that unraveled, we saw teams like Joe Burrow's team, and obviously no Lamar and no Pat Mahomes. And that's why I was stating that, because of what was available and how open that is, it was going to imply that based on what the matches could be, that the Pats should get to the AFC Championship. Now, if you tell me, well, would you change your tune if Pat Mahomes was playing a la Pat Mahomes and Lamar and Joe Burrow? I would say yes, I would change my tune because the seeding changes and the people who are playing, the teams that are playing are different. So the Pats getting in and maybe making a tough week on wild card week and maybe getting bumped out and losing, I would accept that. You see what I'm saying? So I'm looking at this specific situation for this in general, for how things are unraveled.
No, I get what you're saying with that. I was speaking from my point last week as a Patriots fan, where all through the season building up to it, it was just like we just kept winning. It was like, all right, we won this one, we won this one, we won this one. And you were getting to a point where you were getting past not only your own expectations, you were getting past Vegas expectations, you were getting past, okay, we're going to win the division now. And now it was getting to a point where I brought up, even before you had called last week, and I'd brought up on other shows too, I said, we're getting to a point where at what point are we going to upset our own fan base where we don't exceed our own expectations? This is like before the point you just made. Right. It's like if we don't get to the AFC Championship, this is before Mahomes got hurt, before Lamar became a vagina about how he's playing and how he acts about things. Right. It was like
and
if
Burrow
we
going down.
Yes, exactly. And Burrow's kind of a pussy to me too at this point because I don't appreciate him. I don't know. He's kind of getting on my nerves too.
I kind of like Burrow when he's right, but I think that team is an issue since he just historically has been bad. I'm letting you know, I didn't even look at the expectations in the beginning or the middle of the season. I looked at it at the point when it was solidified, signed, sealed, delivered on what the playoff picture was going to look like.
Yep.
At that point, that's like chapter 2 of an NFL season, in my opinion.
It is.
So chapter 2 at this point, I'm looking at here's the seeding, and what does it look like? I'm not seeing the three juggernauts, whether you people believe in them or not. I'm not saying I do or not. I'm just saying what people in the consensus say. And no Cincy, no KC, and no Baltimore. Looking at the seeding and looking at the fact that what I had said, and it was correct, I thought, which is that we were going to take care of the Chargers. Now, the game went completely weird because of the low. It kind of felt like the 2018 Super Bowl is what it felt like. Low scoring. But I will tell you this, I underestimated that Chargers defense because I hadn't seen it because they've been such a sieve offensively. But what people are not talking about is, at least not many, is how great the Pats defense was. 3 points is 3 points in the postseason. Sure. People can't say, well, the postseason is different and everyone is great, and then they give up only 3 points. So, well, that team kind of sucked to begin with. You can't do that.
Oh,
right?
The only thing I will say is
you guys are.
The only thing I'll say, and I think I said this last week, was that the Chargers offense is so banged up and so depleted.
They're in trouble.
That they were going to have a problem scoring points, but what I put the emphasis on was that Chargers defense is better than people realize. I only know this because I saw them twice this year with Denver.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, you guys fucking sucked against the Chargers in Week 18, and you should have blown them out and blah blah blah. And I'm like, nah, dude, that Chargers defense was coming to play. Like they're a good unit, and that's where I think. And I what I said to Sean, the Patriots haven't faced many defenses of that caliber this year. And now they got one in the Chargers that's pretty good, and now they're getting one next week.
The
that's
Texans are even
damn
better.
fucking good.
Texans are better.
And then if Denver beats Buffalo on Saturday, guess what? They're going to Denver.
It might go like 3 in a row, bang, bang, bang. You know what I mean?
And listen, and if they beat the 3 best defenses in the AFC, and in my opinion, then I mean, hey, listen, man, hats off to them.
The Super Bowl might be the easiest one if we get there.
Well, I'm going to tell you, realistically speaking, I still think we can get past Houston because of the anemic offense that I saw and just how C.J. Stroud, his demeanor, there's just something off with that guy. I don't know what it is.
Well,
there's something pussyfooting around with that guy. I know statistically.
He's regressed the last 2 years. He's big time regressed.
And I want him to do well. I want him to do well because I generally think the guy's a pretty good guy, and I think he had based on what I saw last year, and it's just been just kind of a weird year. In Houston, kind of started off as kind of like not a great team. They were just kind of like teetering, and then they kind of hit lightning in the bottle at some point, and they went playing very well. And that team is playing very well, no question about it, defensively. But they're playing the Steelers, and you guys admitted that that's a fake team that should be not even in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't. They backed up into it,
right?
I mean, if this was 6 years ago, they wouldn't be in the playoffs. So,
right.
Nelson, I will tell you this. We talked about this a while ago, and this is all going to be true news. This is nothing that we made up on the show. There was a report about 2-3 months ago, maybe early October, end of September of this season, beginning of the season, of a Texans coach who did not want to be named, said that there was some mental health things going on with C.J. Stroud behind the scenes. And then there was also from C.J. Stroud himself, who just turned 24 during this season, 24 years old.
The Philadelphia kid.
Yeah, the C.J. Stroud, the Texans quarterback. He said
he's definitely a kid. I'm saying he's still a young guy.
Oh my God, yes,
he's a Ute.
He was making comments himself, saying he was watching old high school tapes of himself, saying, wow, when I was younger, I used to be so much more agile. I was so much faster. Now,
he's like a statue yesterday.
Well, no. He says now, as an old man, he goes, I wish I could play the same way I was when I was younger. It's like, you're 24. You're not even in your peak yet.
And what he doesn't understand is that when he's looking at that film back when he was in high school, he was far and away the best athlete on that field.
Of course he was. Of course he was.
And then he got to college, and he was probably, one of, if not the best athletes on the field. And then you get to the pros, and you realize that everybody on your team and the team you're playing against was the best athlete by far and away at their high school level, and probably the best athlete on their college team too.
Well, and that's probably one of my philosophies have been, especially with quarterback play, has always been that people get really amped up about the next great quarterback, and when they have one great season, which he did, they're ready to crown him. Now it's like, well, hold on a second. What's going to probably happen here is the other 31 teams are going to have professional defensive coordinators and professional defensive players who are going to adjust and make his life uncomfortable. And look, I wish him the very best. I mean, like, generally from a human perspective, I want the guy to mentally be in a good place because something is not right with that guy. Even the way he was moving yesterday, just like not mobile.
Yeah,
it just something. And if he stays as a statue in that pocket, the Pats defense might give him fits too. I mean, I'm not worried about.
Oh, the Pats defense is going to give C.J. Stroud all the problems he can handle. Mike Vrabel knows. I mean, Mike Vrabel can sense blood in the water when he sees it.
No doubt.
Nico also went out yesterday too.
Exactly, and that's a concern. And another guy that I feel bad
Christian
for,
Gonzalez is in the
player.
concussion protocol as well.
Christian Gonzalez came out and said he was fine, which I don't understand the fucking concussion protocol. He said he was walking through the locker room. He says, I'm fine. And the NFL was like, no, you're not.
And I'm not a big Gonzo fan. I mean, I think Gonzo's a little soft.
Gonzo is soft, which it pissed me off.
That guy annoys me. That guy kind of annoys me.
Gonzo,
I gotta be honest.
Gonzo, phenomenal defensive back. Can stride for stride with any receiver in the league. When he fell to the ground and they were like, oh, he has a concussion, I was like, from what? Like, he barely fell on the ground. Like, is his brain, does he have soft tissue brain? Like, is he like the head of a baby? Like, I don't understand how he's injured.
I didn't see the play. I mean, I watched every play of that game, and I didn't see any play that I thought ooh.
It looked like I think his knee or his neck kind of hit the helmet when he was in the. I don't know, man.
But he's in the protocol. Whether or not he plays on Sunday, we'll see.
It'll be a concern for sure.
But
if he doesn't play,
if he I honestly, to your guys' point, Nico Collins is out. I don't think if Christian Gonzalez doesn't play, I really don't think it's that big of a problem.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a wash.
Or
No
just
doubt.
stack the box against Marks.
I mean, at this point, like you like who are you going to guard? Christian Kirk? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
What, you mean
Old
Charlie
Christian
Kirk?
Yeah.
on the 17th team.
Yo, I was
you know,
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, right. Well, I will tell you that that game yesterday too, there was a lot of gunslinging, Aaron Rodgers not giving a shit mentality, and there was like 3 gifts. It was the pick, the fumble, and I forgot the other. What it was basically those 2, and I just don't know if Drake's going to play that way. I will say this, and I will admit this: up until game time last week, when I saw Drake warming up and getting ready, if for some reason the oh shit hit me, I'm like, wait a minute. We have no idea what's going to happen in this game because we haven't seen this new chapter of this franchise. And this kid's still first playoff game. I'm not sure if this is going to unravel. And I got concerned. It was like a weird thing. Like I saw him warming up.
You got the playoff jitters. As a fan, you got the playoff jitters. Like
it's been a long time.
It hasn't hit me yet. I'm still waiting for it to hit me. I know it's coming either tomorrow or Thursday. It's coming, but
it's fucking weird, man. It's weird, and it hits. And then as things start to unravel, my saving grace was this: Drake May typically has the old memory of a goldfish mentality. And my goal was, can he keep improving systematically and slowly throughout the game? And I think for the most part he did. He had a better second half than the first half. And I thought that there were some issues. And that offensive line got tested and contested, and they got beat in the trenches for the first half, I thought. They were having problems.
They got beat the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, it got solidified a little bit, meaning that there was a few plays that Drake could make a little bit more in the pocket, but they had problems in that trenches, and maybe that was a good test for the next week game. What I felt with that game overall was I think it was a good way for this new era, whether Drake plays for 10 years or 10 minutes, it was a good way for them to pop their cherry with this new era with playoff. What I mean by that is it was a close game. One possession that could have gone either way. There were some mistakes. There were some turnovers. And then the defense and the special teams outplay the other team. And offensively, inevitably, they end up doing it as well.
They ground out a win in a way that is very typical of January football.
Yeah, and I think that's going to pay dividends, I think, at some point down the road, or at least for next week's game,
and
when things can get a little hairy.
And not for nothing else, and Sean, and this goes to all the Patriots fans that are listening, the Patriots haven't had – and I know the Chargers were kind of playing with one hand tied behind their back on offense, no pun intended. But they haven't had to play a team of San Diego's caliber all year outside of Buffalo and Pittsburgh. I mean, this is only the fourth team they've played with a third team they played with a winning record this year, and they found a way to grind out a win.
Good,
and that's listen, winning ugly is still winning.
That's football.
No, it's like when you turn in your scorecard at the end of the day on a golf course. There ain't no fucking pictures. There's no videos. Nobody knows how you what your shots looked like. All they know is that they see that number at the end, and that's what you got.
Well, I will tell you that the Atlanta game. I kept referring back to the Atlanta game because I think that Atlanta defense is actually better than what people thought.
They are much better than what people think. But yeah.
And they gave the Pats a hard time. The Pats
they sacked Drake 6 times in that game.
Absolutely, and I think that was like a video, a tape, or a game that maybe Vrabel and the staff went back and says, "Let's look at this game because they have fast, physical, tough players that get through the gaps pretty quickly." And gave our quarterback 6 sacks. And I don't whether or not they did that or not, but I mean it's those little things throughout the season. Everyone says, "Well, Atlanta sucks," and they're going through their next coach, and they didn't want to get Belichick. Whatever, they got Morris or whatever the case may be, but there is some eaches in and out throughout the year that the Pats were able to concede through, and there were some little, I don't want to say wars, but little battles that were testing this young team, because this team is still relatively young. You take away Stephon Diggs, the team's still relatively young. I mean, Diggs is the one that's probably over 30, maybe a couple of guys are over 30, but you got 2 rookie guys on the line. All I'm saying is that game, when I was done with it and I had my blood pressure pills taken, I realized that game was probably a perfect game to at least get them in the door and getting an ugly win that was contested, that was a one-score game, that the defense stepped up and gained that momentum. Because if it's a blowout, you know what they're going to think? This is easy. See, I told you, we're better than what everybody thinks they are, and it was 31-2. right?
Yep.
Or some goofy thing with the safety, right? So there's
No, man, I think from a psyche standpoint, it helps the Patriots because they know that, like,
so too.
shit, like these games are going to be a grind. Like, we got to be on our shit every single
It's
play.
like Vrabel said, no
You
more
know,
naps.
it's the postseason. I mean, everything is amplified, right? Turnovers are amplified, first downs are amplified. Third down conversions. Everything is the magnitude of everything is tenfold when you get to this time of year because there is no next week. We all know that. That's why we love the NFL. That's why we love these playoffs.
No doubt. I have no doubt about it. And I will, if I can just switch gears for a little bit. Obviously, Mike Tomlin getting fired today. Well overdue, in my opinion. And I just want to mention something that some of these, that Maz said on the 2 to 6 show, and I had to turn it off. So they're basically saying that they want to put a feather in Mike Tomlin's cap for him going 10-7 with no quarterback. So let's think about this for a second.
Hold on, he had Aaron Rodgers. Wait, what do you mean no quarterback?
That's what Maz said. They had no quarterback.
I'm still taking a 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers over about 2/3 of the league. So
what would Maz rather have? Kenny Pickett?
Yeah, right. So he's saying this, and
I know Maz is a rage baiter though. This is what he does.
Yeah, and
allegedly, I don't know. I've never listened to his show, so I wouldn't know. But
here's what drove me nuts with what he said: that they went 10-7 with no quarterback or no quarterback play. To me, it's the same thing, and that. It's to show it was like a feather in the cap of how great Tomlin is, and that he didn't think that he should have been fired. And yet, if this was Bill Belichick doing this, which by the way they did it with the rookie quarterback, went 10-7 and got annihilated against the Bills. All I heard that year was that the Pats had played every team with a backup quarterback, which is true at the year, and I didn't hear any feathers on any cap because they hate Bill Belichick. The biggest feather in Bill Belichick's cap that I thought was actually, people will laugh at me, and you guys probably will too, is the 2020 season when Mike Tomlin and what the Steelers and the Pats did, which was they grabbed the last guy available at the bottom of the barrel for a quarterback, and they went 7-9, with Cam Newton and Jacoby Myers, and they were basically just under 500. I thought that was pretty crazy considering that team should have won 3 games all year.
And I was just saying, there was
a pretty fun team.
Probably 3 or 4 games in that season for the Patriots.
That Seattle game
that they probably should have won. I mean,
that Seattle game.
If Cam Newton hits a wide open receiver against Denver, they beat the Broncos at home.
That Seattle came down to like the last play of the game.
The Seattle game was the last game. There was like 3 or 4 games in that season that could have very easily gone the other way. Which we always preach on this show: the difference between 12-4 and 8-8 is 6 plays a year.
That's right.
And that's all it comes down to, whether it's a drop ball, a missed third down conversion, or a missed pass, an interception, or dropped whatever. It doesn't matter. Figure it out. But that Cam Newton, that 7-9 Cam Newton season, the Patriots weren't very good, but neither was anybody. And if you remember, the Steelers, I think, started that season 11-0, and they got bounced in the wild card round. They were the most fraudulent 11 straight win team ever.
Exactly. So, and that was my point in what Maz was trying to say is if this was the other way around and Bill Belichick, because they hate him, they wouldn't be putting any feathers on anyone's cap. But he wants to do it with Mike Tomlin because he thinks that he overachieved as a coach and as a coaching staff with Aaron Rodgers playing and DK Metcalf, I guess, forgetting how to catch the ball. And I said to myself, what a load of shit.
Well, DK did have a pretty massive drop last night that would have changed. That could have potentially changed the game. I mean,
no doubt.
I don't think the Texans were going to lose that game, but that could have definitely changed at least how that fourth quarter went. But nonetheless,
my overall point is that he's so ready to rise up to Mike Tomlin, and I think Mike Tomlin, first of all, when he came in, I'm not saying the guy can't coach. I'm just saying he's been overrated for a while and getting into the playoffs, and bounce multiple years. That's why he's not there anymore, I think. And he wound up winning that one with the predecessor, the predecessor of Cowler.
Well, so we talked about this before the show a little earlier. We talked about it in the first hour. And you can go back and you can hear it on, it'll be on Spotify, Apple, whatever, wherever you get your podcasts.
YouTube, Twitch.
Yeah, YouTube, Twitch. The replays are all up within, I post the replay of the show, the live show within 20, 30 minutes of the show being over. But that's just my plug for people that are listening. If you want to listen back to if you missed a part of the show, go back. You can get it on Spotify or whatever. But we talked about Tomlin and where he came from and how he ended up where he was. And I'm going to disagree with you. I don't think Tomlin's overrated. I think Tomlin has done an absolutely phenomenal job getting some of these rosters that he's been presented with by the Steelers as far as he did. I mean, when you look back to like the 2015 year when they lost Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell in that divisional, that wild card game against the Bengals, when Vontaze Burfict just, basically killed AB. Then they got to go to Denver and they lose a hard-fought game in Denver. Then fast forward a couple of years, they go to New England, they lose that game with the Killer Bees, with Le'Veon Bell kind of running on one leg and not doing his thing. Then they lose to the Jaguars. Then the infamous "Don't talk to me about nothing. I'll be hanging in the bathroom." That fucking game when they lost to the Jags. Like I think Mike Tomlin has gotten a lot of very subpar, or at least, I mean, yeah, they had like they had the quarterback, they had Antonio Brown, they had Le'Veon Bell. But when you look at the depth beyond those guys and the depth of the team and the defenses that he had, the fact that he got them to the playoffs almost every single year, or at least in the conversation, I think is a testament to what a good coach he is, especially when you look at that he was in a division where, yeah, the Browns and the Bengals sucked for most of it, but those two teams are bigger thorns in the balls of the Ravens and the Steelers than maybe any other like division that we see, where the AFC East, for example, like the Dolphins and the Jets are the bottom feeders in that division all the time. The Dolphins are a thorn in the balls of the Patriots sometimes, but not nearly as much as like the Bengals or the Browns are to the Steelers and the Ravens. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I
so
know what you're saying.
I think Tomlin deserves every bit of credit that he's been given, and I honestly think he's been one of the top 5 coaches in this league for the last 15 years.
Now, Tomlin would have to get traded if he were to go somewhere else.
I'm not as high on him because of the fact of this isn't the franchise. Now, I think he's a good coach, but when we're talking about the NFL talks to him like he's this like genius guy, like top 5 guy, and I just don't always see it because this is a franchise that has historically was told how great they draft. They didn't just have AB; they had Deontay Johnson. That was a smoke for a long time. They had Schuster, who was really good for a while.
Martavis Bryant. They've had tight ends Heath Miller, Pat Fryermuth. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Drafting as well. I just feel like a great coaches win playoff games.
Santonio Holmes.
Mm-hmm. Santonio Holmes.
Yeah, right. Great coaches win playoff games, and his playoff record sucks. So to
his playoff record is abysmal, and the fact that he only has one, he's only got we did say that will be held against him. He only has 2 Super Bowl appearances, and he's 1-1 in those Super Bowls. And the first one that he won was against a 9-7 Ken Wisenhunt coached Arizona Cardinals team that really didn't have
he's been twice
Kurt
today.
Warner. And Larry Fitzgerald,
yeah. I mean, so I can see the argument against Tomlin.
Is I think he's fantastic in the regular season, and I generally think he's a good dude. But they've talked about this guy just like they talk about John Harbaugh, and then I look at the body of work when things really matter and how it kind of matters, and I just don't see it. I think he's fantastic to go to a team like, for example, the Browns, or a team like maybe Atlanta, where they're just kind of teetering. I think he has the mindset, the attitude, and the aura to put a team winning and believing. But I don't know about the postseason.
I think Tomlin's 100% going to TV this year. He's not going to coach this year, I don't think, unless something crazy happens in the next.
It would have to be a trade.
Yeah, because he's got the Sean Payton thing where he's leaving and he's walking away, so he's going to go do TV and then his contract's over. Right. Harbaugh not so much because he was fired, so he can go wherever. But you're right. I mean, listen, Tomlin's postseason record does speak for itself in more ways than one. But that being said, I look at what Tomlin has gone up against. I mean, he's been in the AFC with Peyton Manning and Tom Brady in their primes. Sure. He's been through, and then he had to deal with the Pat Mahomes, the beginning of the Pat Mahomes era, and all this other shit. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, not for nothing, but in 2008, a year after he starts with the Steelers and wins the Super Bowl, the Ravens draft Joe Flacco and hire John Harbaugh, and next thing you know, all of a sudden it's God damn, they're a fucking problem. every fucking year. And it's not like the NFC and AFC North has never been an easy division. Even when the Browns and the Bengals were fucking ass cheeks, they still found a way to rise up and play their division rivals, I think, better than any other teams in any other divisions in the NFL.
Oh, it's definitely been always a great division to watch, for sure. And
but you're
those
right.
teams do give him fits.
We do have to hold him somewhat accountable for that postseason record. I mean, because who else are we going to hold accountable for it?
Right. At some point, there's got to be a demarcation line of what you are. And I think what he is a guy that will get guys to play, and he's organized, and defensively he does very well. But I think at some point it way overran its course in Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh fans, they're kind of like the Green Bay fans of the AFC.
Oh, they're royalty. They're
Yeah,
royalty.
right.
They think their shit doesn't stink. They're
Right,
always
and-
a little
and-
louder than they should be. They're always a little more
Exactly.
brash than they should be.
Exactly, and they think they're a little bit smarter than everybody else. Look at our drafts and how we draft receivers. I heard this for decades. Receivers and even running backs too.
but I mean,
how they would.
You haven't won a Super Bowl in almost 20 years. Like, don't
Right.
talk to me about how well you
right.
draft receivers. I don't care. This isn't fantasy football.
And they had Ben Roethlisberger for a really long time, and they honestly
sure did.
haven't figured out a success plan. And the Pats, good, better, and different. They luckily or unluckily, however you want to shake it, they've had two chances at it to take care of the most important position in that sport.
Lucky.
And they've gone 1 for 2. And the other guy in Mac won some games as to why the Niners aren't actually where they are today.
He's gonna make a killing this offseason.
I was going
Watch.
to say, Mac's going to be a starter next year. He's going to get a big deal somewhere.
Yeah,
And
Because
that's a
Mac,
guy that couldn't play,
I'm telling you right
couldn't do this,
now,
couldn't do that.
Mac's not a bad player, dude.
No, he's not.
JETS.
No,
Jets.
don't go to the Jets, please. If Mac Jones,
Oh,
God damn,
please,
if I
for the
could
love
say,
of God.
please
You
don't go
the
to
Jets.
don't go to
You
Cleveland,
must
don't
take
go to the
dumb pills.
Jets, don't go to the Raiders. For Christ's sakes, don't do
No,
any
don't
of
do
that.
that. No, don't go there. And I'm actually glad for Mac, because I think it's a guy that I generally think is a good dude, and he has some tough stretches here. We didn't do any great things for him either here. Other than
we
the
screwed
first
him
year.
over.
And I say
Well,
we
Josh
like it
McDaniels
as a
leaving was
Pats
the
fan.
biggest blow to Mac Jones's development as you could ask for.
Yeah, and then
No,
Belichick
no
was like,
doubt.
"Here's a defensive coordinator."
Yeah,
Oh, no.
he tried to bring in Billy O at the end, but it was too late.
No, it was too far gone.
Yes.
It was ever too far gone. So I mean, where Mike
I
Tomlin
thought
and
Billy
that
O was
Steelers
a good
team.
guy.
They haven't figured it out yet. They're still trying to figure. You know what? They should have kept Justin Fields.
And you
I
know
thought
what?
Justin Fields was serviceable.
Nelson,
And they didn't wanna keep him.
Nelson, not for nothing, but I think there's been one, off the top of my head, 1, 2. We'll count the Patriots because they only had to wait like 5 years before they got their next franchise quarterback. We'll put it a 5-year window.
5 years. We can say that's true.
I'll give it 4 teams: Green Bay, San Francisco, New England, and Indianapolis. Those are about the only 4 teams I can think of off the top of my head that have replaced a legend with another legend, or at least somebody that was capable of filling that void. You had Steve Young replace Joe Montana. You had Aaron Rodgers replace Brett Favre. You have Drake May replacing now essentially Tom Brady, and you had Andrew Luck replace Peyton Manning. Other than that, I can't think of any other franchises that have gone in that short of a period and found a guy that you're like, you feel good that like at least
Jay Fiedler replacing Dan Marino.
Oh yeah, Jay Fiedler was obviously the answer to Dan Marino.
Dude, he was the best guy they had since Marino.
I know. It's just actually no, I think Ryan Tannehill was, but
maybe.
Well, I'm glad that you say that, because again, in the terrestrial radio, it's impossible to get anything through because, and I'm a Pats fan, but I'm also objectively an NFL fan, and these Pat fans are insufferable sometimes. They're so
please don't give
fucking
Joey
impatient.
any more
Tell me about
ammunition.
They're so fucking insufferable.
Have you
and
lived
so
here?
impatient. And so impatient. We look at the era, what happened when Brady left. We talked about the 7-9 record, correct?
Yes.
We talked about that. Then they draft Mac Jones. They go 10-7. Then they win 8-9 with who knows garbage pail kids playing, with defensive coordinators. And then they had 2 suck bag years. They got rid of Mac, and then the 2 suck bag years resulted in them drafting again and being here who they are today.
Correct.
Whether it's a one-hit wonder or maybe it goes longevity, and I'm not still sure. I got to be honest. I think Drake will be serviceable and be really good, but I still. I've gotten burnt before by taking the juice too early and eating the ice cream too soon and shit my pants later because it wasn't the right thing. I'm just not doing it. I want to enjoy the process of Drake and take it as it comes because it seems like he's doing pretty well. We'll see how everything unravels, and it's still a long career hopefully ahead of him. But the 2 bad years were last year and the year prior, and these freaking fans and some of these radio guys, they have to get on the shit on everything and how bad it's been. We could have sucked for decades. You can be the Cleveland Browns, you can be the Raiders, and to a certain degree, you could be the Buffalo Bills prior to Josh Allen.
Yep.
And you could be those teams where you're not bad for a couple years, you're bad for generations.
Yeah,
and we were bad for generations prior to Brady, and probably prior, and obviously we had Bledsoe for a while too.
And I think that's the running joke that we have right now. Is that we joke around like there are kids that are hitting their 8th birthday that haven't seen a Super Bowl.
Oh, I'll say my son. My son was like, "Oh, we suck again." He's only 7, but like when he was born, we won the Super Bowl in 2018. He was a baby.
Of course.
And then now he's like, "Wow, this team is like unbelievable." He's like, "We're the best team in the league." And I was like, "No, Uncle Joey's team is the same record as us." And he's like, "Who would win, Daddy?" And I was like, "Probably the I'm being real with him." And I'm like, "Probably the Broncos." And he's like, "Why?" And I'm like, it's tough to explain to him, but you know what I mean.
He's 7.
We're going back and forth. But anyway, Nelson, to agree with you, but to also play devil's advocate, I can't stand the local media. I can't listen to WEI. I actually told James Stewart. I can't. I just hate his guts.
That guy, Stuart, he's the biggest douchebag.
He is. He's a
with
piece
his
of
stupid
shit.
fucking phone. That little thing they had going on.
What show? What show is he on?
Dude, if you were so good, he's on the 98.5 show. He's like the guy behind the window with Felger and Maz on 98.5.
I was saying because I was always an EEI guy growing up. Like I'm not a Patriots fan. I'm not a New England sports fan. I was a Red Sox fan for a while. For my entire life up until John Henry told me to go fuck myself.
Let's not talk about that right now, too.
But that's neither here nor there. But I would like hate listen to EEI.
I can't do it anymore.
A lot of times, I love Glenn Ordway.
Me too.
Love the Big Show.
That.
But you know
Fred,
what, though?
I mean, Jerry and Kirk and Callahan were fucking amazing. I loved, Ordway, more Fourier and Maloney. Like they were great. Like, and then when they fired Jerry and Kirk, that's when I stopped listening.
They started firing everybody.
Well, 2017, I think, was it 16? Was when they got rid of Jerry and Kirk.
Yeah.
Because that fucking that dickbag fucking philanthropist there that was friends with Shirley Long from the Globe got them shit canned because they didn't like what they had to say about transgender athletes. And that was the end of my EEI thing. But I have never. Everybody always tells me, like, people always tell me, like, "Oh, you're a fake ass Felger and Maz," or whatever the fuck, or whatever they say. I don't know which one's which. But I've honestly, I have never, ever listened to 98.5 and turn it like I've never put it on.
You don't have to.
I'm gonna tell you, I became an avid listener because EEI ruined me. That afternoon show with Glenn Orway, with him and with Smurlus.
Smurlus was dope, but
with Smurlus and him, and he had Diossi. I couldn't, and they had the other guy there.
They were dumb jocks.
Well, and what I hated about it was, this is what I hated. They were the only one on at the time, so they
Yes,
so
they
you
were.
can't be the best when you're the only one. And the
were,
way they would treat towards the end, they got so cocky, so arrogant. I remember this very vividly because I've listened to sports radio my whole, pretty much as long as I could remember. And I remember they never talked about the Bruins. Okay, never. And I remember them
because EEI didn't carry the Bruins.
Right.
That's why.
And what they did, there was a segment or there was a show where Glenn Orway was like, he was so sick of people saying, "Hey, you don't talk about the Bruins," that he was answering the phone to callers, and he was like, "Hockey talk, how can I help you?" That's how he was talking to callers. And then he had the thing where he would blow up on you. He'd throw like the bomb. Right.
Oh, that was Dale and Hawley started doing that. That was a Mike Hawley special after a while.
Yeah. And then Glenn and always started doing it. Yeah, right. And they did. And then towards the end,
was that Rick James?
Yeah, right. Rick James, right. And a couple of times it was fine and funny, and then it became nauseating where people were trying to say something decent against them,
I
and
mean,
they were just blowing them up. And
oh,
I'm
trust
like,
me,
I'm through with these guys, and that's
Nelson,
why I looked
Nelson,
it up.
I called into Dale and Holly one day, right? And I said, and they were talking about how to fix Monday Night Football, and I'm like, why don't we just do like what we do with everything else and have flex scheduling with Monday Night Football? And Dale Hawley fucking reamed me out on the air. You can't do that. It's not possible. The sponsors and the money, and you don't understand, and this and that. And then 2 weeks later, I'm listening to EI, and I'm listening to Dale and Hawley, and Michael Hawley's like, well, why don't we just do flex scheduling on Monday Night Football? Like, I don't understand why we can't do this. And I called back up, and I just told the fucking the producer, hey, tell Michael Hawley this is Joey Fats from a fucking couple weeks ago. Stop stealing my fucking takes, you lazy fucking Ned Flanders ass piece of shit. And I hung up. And I never called back again because he fucking straight stole my fucking take.
Not a
2
surprise.
weeks later. After, and I have it recorded on my hard drive somewhere.
But to go back to my devil's advocate take, not to steal the sports show's takes here, but to play devil's advocate, the amount of money we pay in this region to see teams, I will say there should be an expectation of, listen, if you're going to charge that much, there should be a better output. Will the teams always be great? No. But there can't be this, like, piss and moan back and forth. Well, we're going to be bad for a few years and we can't sign anybody because of cap. And I know I'm kind of blending in all the teams together right now, but there needs to be some kind of balance there. Because we talk about Buffalo, we talk about Cleveland, we talk about these other teams. My wife and I had friends go to Florida on a whim, and they went to the Buccaneers last game of the season, Week 18. For 4 people to go to the game, it was $115 for 4 people to go to the game.
Right. Yeah, that you're talking about the cost factor, which in this area I
Correct.
think just goes with the market of what Boston is, which is relatively expensive to live here. And I'm with you. Trust me. I will tell you.
Only the most expensive state in the country.
Exactly, no big deal, right? And I will tell you this, that I personally despise Robert Kraft. I think that guy is the
cheap piece of
biggest
shit.
phony. He's a fucking phony. He's a fucking loser. He's a fucking snake, and he hides behind problems when things aren't going well. And he was the biggest problem with Brady and Belichick and how that whole thing unraveled. And then he wants to hide and just make his money with his. I think that guy was the biggest problem over the last 5 or 6 years of what was going on with this team.
He did himself no favors with that Brady and Belichick divorce and that interview. He was like, I was the one that held it all together. And then Brady and Belichick came out separately. And Brady and Belichick were just like, we love each other. Like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Listen,
like,
when Brady went to his house, there was news out there that he had gone to Robert Kraft's house when things went really sideways and was falling apart between Bill and Tom. And he went over there, and I think at that point he finally was going to, quote unquote, throw money at what Tom wanted. Guess what, my guy? Too late. And by the time you went there, I will also say, if Tom wants to leave, if you have an employee and you want to keep that employee, and that employee comes to you and says, listen, I'm done. I don't really care. I don't want to be here. What about talking about money? Nope, I don't want to talk about money. Then as an employer, we're not going to go any further because you as an employee have predetermined determination that you want to leave. So if you want to leave, why are we talking about money?
yep.
And I think that's a little bit what happened there. The problem that I had with that, and I trust I had my gripes. I was not on the Tom Brady Buccaneers like Jim Murray did, buying a freaking Buccaneers sweatshirt, looking like an orange Kool-Aid man. What a fucking dope that guy is.
Oh. We had
category.
friends that bought Buccaneers jerseys, the Brady Buccaneers jerseys, and
fans.
I was
Fucking
furious. People are like, Brady, 7-time champion. I was like, nope, 6-time champion to me. I don't fucking count that 7th one.
I told a couple of my friends, don't you ever come back when the Pats become good. You should stay a Buccaneer forever. Don't you ever come back to this fan base. You live and die by your fucking team. Look at Denver. Denver's had up and down seasons.
Of course.
And Joe Fats still is a Denver guy. You live and die with your fucking
Absolutely.
team. You follow teams. You follow teams. Some guys want to follow players. Right, wherever that player goes, I want to be a fan of that player.
Follow players is such a bitch move to me.
Yeah, the only time I've ever done that, I'll say it was in soccer. It was in soccer because I'm a big soccer guy.
I'm gonna follow
and,
LeBron.
You know,
Well,
and
soccer's
I'll-
different though. I feel like soccer's different because, like, unless you have a guy that you watch in the World Cup
Like,
that
I
plays for
follow
your
Ronaldo.
country.
Wherever Ronaldo went, I supported that team because I'm a Ronaldo fan, and I'll support that team. But
He's the
but
Portuguese,
you have
right?
to-
Yes.
Of course, he is,
Okay, all right.
100%.
I know because there was him and there was a Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho's long gone.
Yeah, but
He was Brazilian.
you're right. He was Brazil, right? That's what I'm saying. He was.
Yeah, he was Brazilian. Yeah, and people
Was that
follow him
two?
when he was in Barcelona. And obviously, Messi. Same thing with Messi. People are Messi fans.
Messi's
and
the
they'll
other
come-
one.
Messi.
and-
He's Argentinian,
and-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I'm learning soccer.
Very good, very good. I'm very proud of you, Joe.
Yeah.
You know, and my point is that, the exception of that, I stick with my teams. And if LeBron were to come to the Celtics, I guess I'd have to support that. But I'm not going to support LeBron.
See,
not
let me
me.
back up. Let me back up. I can't stand the fucking
No-
guy. I'm just
Nelson?
saying, him being on the team, I'd have to fight that fight and say, okay, he's on my team because I love my teams more than the players. Is what I'm saying.
Nelson, I'm going to tell you a true fact about myself. I've said this story many times. There was one basketball player. If he ever came to the Celtics, I'll kill myself. James
You don't have to
Harden.
go very far.
James Harden. Sean hates James Harden
With
more
a
than anybody.
passion.
Dude, I can't stand that guy. He's
All
such
right.
a fucking loser, that guy.
The only person I know that likes James Harden is my dad.
Which is fucking hilarious. Your dad likes
which
nobody.
is crazy. I know my dad hates everybody, and he fucking loves James
No
Harden. I'm like,
shit,
really? I'm like, of all the people, he's like, Dad, I don't know, man.
He
He's
likes
cool."
he likes strippers and chicken wings. Whatever.
Yeah, like,
Before the beard and when he was in OKC, he was really a nice, fun, dynamic play. Kind of reminds me of Dort that's over there now.
Okay, that's not a bad comparison.
You know, like a guy like that where he's like the third guy, but really solid and everything. And then like he just became a total fucking loser. Like doesn't want to run, doesn't want to play defense, grows
He's
the
fat.
beard, blows money. Listen, you want to go blow money on Vegas and girls, whatever. Do whatever you want. But then he comes over and
Yeah,
he's been paid over.
he's
Can't
Paul.
stand that guy.
He's Paul George. If Paul George was a point guard.
Yeah, he's exactly Paul George, 100%.
They're
Anyway,
all.
listen,
Paul loses.
I know I'm taking up a lot of you guys' times here.
Hey,
so
no
just
worries,
give a
bud.
quick call.
If we
yeah,
wanted to, we would have kicked you off a while ago. Don't worry about it.
Probably-
We'll
that's probably a good
we'll
point.
bring
It's
back
probably
the
a good point.
explosion for you.
Yeah,
Oh no, wait,
please.
no. Actually, Dylan Hawley did the shotgun. They cocked the shotgun. That's what they stole.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Glenn Orway that
We'll
did
just bring
that
back
shit,
this one.
And then that's
You
why-
talking like you got the golden Totinsky.
Yeah. Oh Jesus Christ.
Anyway, listen. My prediction is that I'm not sure what the predictions will be. I haven't really put a lot of thought into it 100%. I will say, if you ask me, do I want the Bills here or go to Denver? My stupid ass belief says, fuck it. Let's go to Denver. Let's see if we can break the aura of Mile High and see two young quarterbacks go at it.
I mean-
that's my exciting mentality. But
That's
obviously being at home is ideal.
That's the frosted side of you talking. The whole wheat side of you would much rather have the Bills come to you.
You know what it is though? Fucking Josh Allen still fucking scares the shit out of me, man. I gotta be honest with you.
Listen, man, I'm as a Broncos fan, he scares the shit out of me. So this is the least. This is it's the least ideal matchup for my Broncos. But you know what? We've handled everybody that the NFL has thrown at us this year.
He's
so
pretty busted up too after that Jags game.
I honestly think you guys are gonna take. I think that defense is. I mean, that Denver defense is legit.
Yeah.
They are that.
And I think that Bills offense it needs to. I've been saying. I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. I think Allen and James Cook have to have really good games for them to win that game. And that Buffalo defense is not very good. And I know Bo has this thing. You talk about Bo and Cortland Sutton, and I get all that. But that Buffalo defense just always seems at times just confused.
they're
and
a
out to
fucking
lunch.
sieve.
They're not great. They're
not great,
a
man.
weak, not deep defense, and then their team that they have, the coaches they have around them are not good coaches right now. I
And
think
I'm gonna
I
tell
think
you,
Sean McDermott gets
I think this is
jettisoned too.
Honestly, I think this is Sean McDermott's last game as the Buffalo Bills
I
head
hope so.
coach.
I think he fucking sucks. I think that guy sucks.
And
I think he's awful.
unfortunately, I think they're probably going to hire John Harbaugh after that, which is going to
That would piss me off.
breathe a
Oh,
whole lot of new
no,
life
yeah.
into the Bills, and that's going to suck for everybody,
That's
especially
just like for
all of
everyone.
us, both of us actually, all
Yep,
three of
no
us, I
doubt
should
about
say.
it.
But nonetheless,
No doubt about it. No doubt. I'm just. Well, I am. I think I'm willing to take the risk because if I were to lose, if the team were to lose to Denver, in the AFC, because I do think we can, that they can take care of Houston, but they got to be a little bit better with that ball. And Dre's got to be a little bit smarter with the ball and not sit in the pocket. If they start turning the ball over too much, they're going to be in trouble. And I said it last week too. I think I mentioned it. If the Pats play competent football in all three phases, like they had shown a lot of spurts throughout the season, I think they could beat anybody. But if there's a fault or a failure on one of those ends,
sure. I mean, if the Patriots if the Patriots play their best game, they're capable of beating anybody.
Yeah,
I mean, but that's that. But that go. I think that goes. That's withstanding for every team that's left in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think with the last 8 teams, that's probably true across the board. I do think they take care of Houston, up here. I know. I mean, Will Anderson Jr. That guy scares the shit out of me too. That dude's an animal.
Yeah.
And they do, but I think the Pats defense can match up, with the same intensity, because Justin Herbert was completely lost. He was never comfortable, and that discomfort on a quarterback, especially C.J. Stroud, doesn't like to move much anymore for some reason. At 24 years old, I think that can cause problems.
Osteoporosis.
Yeah.
So
we'll
see. But
we'll find out. But
I'm taking the Pats. I'm taking the Pats. I'm taking Denver. That's what I think. And the Pats go there and they fall a little short. But I'll take that excitement of Bo Nix against Drake and 2 young guys over there.
Hey, listen, man.
Any given Sunday.
If we get a Patriots Broncos AFC Championship game, 10 years to the date. Oh, it'll be just perfection.
It's tasty, bro. It's tasty.
It is. Nelson, we'll talk. I'm sure we'll hear from you next week, bud. Take care.
Right,
enjoy the divisional weekend.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1. What is it? 774-992-8702. As the number of you want to get your thoughts in. Nelson gave us a good call. He's become a avid listener of the show apparently the last couple of weeks. So that's awesome for us. So like and share,
it's good
because
to
I'm
have
sure
Patriots fans calling.
Yes, Sean needs you. He needs your help. He needs your support. I mean, I know Pat's out there. He's listening to the show. Maybe if his kid's asleep and he has the time because he's a dad now and he's got stuff, but he's probably sitting there.
Motherfucker, me too.
He's sitting there stewing, going, God damn it!
I go home. I have a 2-year-old.
Fucking talk some shit.
I have a 2-year-old with her arms crossed, like I'm waiting. Like, what the fuck you been?
Hey, so the good news is no legal action or no action by the league against your two guys that were a little bit in some hot water last week.
Oh,
with Diggs and
Barmore?
Barmore
was that's like a year and a half ago, and it just got brought up.
Right, but I'm saying, like, at least the league hasn't taken any action yet.
No, it's all pushed back to after the Super Bowl, conveniently.
Perfect. Good.
But
good.
No, but to be fair.
To be fucking fair to the players and all this bullshit, and, like, I know the league's got this, like, fucking hard stance on we don't do that shit. Like, dude, fuck you. No, yes you do. Yes you do. You were going to give Ray Rice 2 games until that video got leaked. And then you were like, fuck. Guess we're going to have to suspend you indefinitely forever. Probably never see you again, fuckboy. Like, no, the league doesn't give a shit.
They don't.
And you know what? Honestly, nor should they. I'm sorry, but these guys are not. Listen, you're an NFL player. You're young. You're rich. You commit violence and assault for a living. Let's call it what it is. I'm okay. Like, I'm not saying that. I mean, I'm not excusing their behavior, especially when it comes to violence against women. I don't think any man who calls himself a man,
hell no, can
actually put his hands on a woman in an offensive manner and be that kind of a douchebag. Like, no, I'm sorry.
The Stephon Diggs grilled cheese memes though are fucking killing me.
I mean, I'm just dying laughing at that shit.
I don't think any of it's true. I think it's all massively exaggerated.
But
just that scenario.
At the very least, Sean, we don't have that like dark cloud hanging over the Patriots playoff run right now. When it comes to the offseason, hey, listen,
whatever. It's what it is.
We'll deal with that in 2026, man. We'll deal with that in September. We don't really care. Because just let the boys play for now. Like,
let the boys play.
Let the boys watch. I could feel it. Didn't you say that last night?
I did.
I could feel it in my plums.
Because you said it feels like a Patriots Broncos.
It feels like it's going to be a Patriots Broncos AFC Championship. So let's talk real quick about the Bills and the Jags.
Yeah.
And then cover tie up this wild card weekend because I still want to talk a little bit about Niners and Eagles. Bills, Jags, Sean, honestly, the Jags did what every small market team does.
You
Okay.
fucking love that answer.
They did what a small they're a small market team, and they did small market team shit. Turnover Trevor showed up right on cue, as he always does, and he found a way to blow this game. The only reason why he didn't lose the only reason why the Jags didn't win this game is because they didn't get to play the Chargers. If they'd gotten to play the Chargers would have been like, "Oh, Mr. Lawrence, I see you're throwing interceptions. Hold my beer." That's it. Other than that, dog, what are we talking about? I mean, the Jags 3 weeks ago, when they came off that win in Denver and they won a couple games after that, they were feeling themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they manufactured that fake ass talking point about, "Oh, we're a small market team. Oh, okay. Oh, we just went a mile high and beat you."
It was literally a compliment.
It was literally a compliment by Sean Payton, and they took it as an insult, and that's fine, and it worked for them that 1 week. How's that working out for you now?
Yeah.
Yeah, good job.
They spent $15,000 on a grill for Trevor Lawrence.
Got grills. They were feeling themselves a couple weeks ago.
That was all.
Oh, they were feeling themselves. Duval. Thank fucking God I don't have to listen to that shit anymore. Because, honestly, I was happy that the Bills and the Jags had to play each other in the first round. Because that, for me, as a Denver fan, eliminated one team that I kind of really didn't care to see, in the playoffs. So it took care of one of them. And if the Jags had won, like I picked them to win because I kind of wanted them to win more than anything, then they would have gone on the road to New England and we would have hosted either Houston or Pittsburgh. But
what's crazy to me is that Jacksonville had more yards, more rushing yards, more yards per play, more third down conversions.
Oh, Sean, the Buffalo Bills did not play well in that game.
And they lost.
The Buffalo Bills won. But the Buffalo
I'm saying
Bills,
Jaguars.
The Jaguars lost, but the Buffalo Bills did not play well in that game. And the Jags still find a way to lose because that's what Trevor Lawrence does. That's what the Jaguars do. It is built into your history. It is in your franchise's DNA to suck when it matters most. You're just here to round out the numbers. We all know the teams that are going to be there at the end, whether it's the Baltimore Ravens, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Denver Broncos, the New England Patriots, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Indianapolis Colts. Those are your 6 teams that are forever perennially involved in the postseason in one way, shape, or form. So we all know that you're just, as the Jaguars, like, "Oh, that's cute. You made it."
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, the Texans are in. That's so adorable." Good job. Good job, guys. Now, I think the Texans could beat the Patriots on Sunday, but we'll get to that in a minute. But this Bills-Jaguars game, turnover Trevor shows up.
Yep.
The Jaguars do exactly what the Jaguars always do.
Choke.
Josh Allen turns into fucking Superman, even
Has
though
to
he
be.
didn't look great.
But his knee went backwards.
I mean, I think
running
he
for a
did-
touchdown.
I think he did complete 12 of his. I think he went 12 for 12 on his last 12.
in the
attempts.
second half in the fourth quarter, he was
He
unstoppable.
he was unbelievable.
Even with a fucked up knee.
But again, the Jags are the Jags, so that's that. And I don't give a flying fuck when anybody says the Jags ain't shit. All right, the Jags weren't ever shit. They came into Denver, they beat us at home, and everybody was like, "Oh, they beat you at home," oh. And I was like, hey, you know me, I was sitting here. I said that the week after we lost to them. I said I hope they get back to Denver for the divisional round.
But by the way, I wanted to just throw this out there. Khalil Shakir, by the way, is Buffalo's number 1 wide receiver.
I mean, on paper, sure.
He had 12 targets,
12 receptions?
12 receptions, 80 yards.
On 12 receptions.
He averaged 6 yards a reception, essentially.
So
they just did not cover that man.
But even still,
They're like, fucking catch it. We don't care.
12 grabs for 80 yards is kind of shitty.
It is shitty.
That's not even like remotely good.
No touchdowns. His longest was 18 yards.
Listen, bro, if you're trotting out, and this is why I don't, and we'll get in the Bills and the Broncos in a second, but let's cover this. Let's finish up this wild card weekend. That game went, I mean, listen, you and I both kind of fucking sat here and said, Josh Allen's going to have to do some Josh Allen shit, and the Jags are going to be in trouble. And Josh Allen did that.
Yes.
I mean, they had a tush push, and he basically scored from 12 yards out.
I love how Sean McDermott this offseason was just like, we will never use the tush push. And then someone fast forward all the way to that game where they're using the tush push.
And Josh Allen did it. And I mean, listen, the tush push is going to be outlawed after this year.
100%.
So enjoy it while it lasts. But that was
Jalen Hurts' career is over.
That was it. That was it, man. Like that was the fun. That was the fun part. So Josh Allen put the Superman cape on. He put the team on his fucking back, though. He did the Greg Jennings. You know,
oh no, it's Darren Sharp.
You know, he was Tom Brady rescuing the puppies out of the Teddy Bruschi rescuing the puppies out of the burning car.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank God for Coy Wire. You know, but Josh Allen did what Josh Allen does because Josh Allen does what Josh Allen does.
Oh, he do.
And the Jaguars allowed him to do that because the Jaguars ain't bad like that. I'm sorry, they're a good team. They're a nice defense. They ain't built.
They overproduced.
They ain't built for a championship run defensively. Denver is. Houston is. Those are the only two teams I think I see left. I think the Rams have a little bit of it in them, and the Seahawks, but
Rams scared me watching them.
They didn't scare me at all. We'll get into that in a sec. But let me just say this about the Jags and the Bills. The Jags did what I thought the Jags were capable of doing. Josh Allen did what I feel like Josh Allen was capable of doing. And the result was exactly as I expected. I mean, I picked the Jags because I needed to gain ground on you and Paul for our picks last week.
Yeah.
Because you were both taking the Bills. So I was like, well, I got to take the Jags. Now, that's not an excuse. I have to live with my pick. And I'm 3-3 on the week, which is not good. But there's 7 games left. And I feel like I could go 7-0 in these next 7 games. All right? And I get spoiler alert, it ends with me winning 5 Grizzy. So let's see how that runs. Let's see how that goes. But my point is this. The Jags they are who we thought they were. To quote the great late Dennis Green. They are who we thought they were. They were a team that was there to round up the numbers. You're the 3 seed playing the 6 seed. You're supposed to win that game. You didn't. Oh, okay, cool. I know that reporter, in the post game presser, told Liam Cohen like, hold your head high, young son.
That was embarrassing.
Wicked embarrassing. But also in a way, I'm like,
was that someone's grandmother?
She was I forget what she worked for. She worked for like the Jacksonville Star Tribune or something like that, like a small paper in Jacksonville.
Baby, you hold your head up high, baby.
You know what? Honestly, I think the world needs more of that.
It was sweet, but it was really out of place.
But why was it out of place? Because we've manufactured that post-game press conference to be the most miserable fucking place on earth.
Yes.
So why not? Why are we so mad that some fucking sweet lady was like, "You hold your head high, son. You got a long way to go. It's only your first try at this." And he's like trying to hold it back. And then like the backlash that they got over that, got over that.
The other media members were like, "We want her banned from the press box forever."
Like, dude, fuck you guys. Listen, and you know me. I am not one to sit here and be like, positivity, participation trophies. Fuck all that noise.
They want her banned.
But the fact that this woman took her time as a reporter, instead of asking him a question, took her 30 seconds or whatever it was to say, congratulations on a great season. Thank you. I know it didn't turn out the way you wanted, but hold your head high. You did a great job, and we think the sky is the limit for this team with you at the helm.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's a breath of fucking fresh air in today's fucking media where everything is just doom and gloom and doom scroll and rage bait. And like we say all the time on this show, we are not a rage bait show. I don't sit here and say, and I know people don't believe me sometimes.
They do not believe you.
But I don't sit here and say what I say
at all
simply to get a rise out of you. It might get a rise out of you, but that's because you're either not understanding me or you're not on the same page. I guess that's the same way of saying two things, right?
You turn into Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not smart enough to understand. He smiles.
Maybe. But I don't say shit just to say shit. I say shit because I mean it, and I say shit because I'll stand behind it.
Yeah.
You know this. Sean, we've done this for now what?
Jesus, I don't even know.
This is going on year 12?
Oh my god.
13?
Is it really?
Of you and I doing this show? I don't say shit just to say. I've never once come to you, whether it was you, Darkness, Hilchey, Paul, anybody else who sat in that third seat right there over the last, since 2014 when you joined the show.
Mm-hmm.
I've never once come to any of you and said, hey, I'm going to take this take and I'm going to say it just to try to make some waves.
No, there's no point.
There is no point because that's shit bum fucking radio. That's shit bum podcasting. I don't want to hear somebody just say some off the cuff shit just to drive likes and clicks. Like, nobody does. If I want that shit, I'll go to Twitter and listen to these fucking retards talk about fucking DVOA and advanced metrics. I'll go follow Pete Bukowski and the Green Bay Packers and all that bullshit. Like,
Pete
I don't
Bukowski.
give you a PFF. Like, I mean, I tweet at
Oh,
PFF.
PFF.
I tweet at PFF all the time. Like, oh, did you guys have that one in your advanced metric? No, you didn't? Oh, guess you better shut the fuck up. We don't say shit to hot take shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of been our thing. You and I have always we bring our honest opinions to the table every Tuesday, and right, wrong, or indifferent, we roll with it. So we don't do that. So when this woman comes into this press conference and says what she says to Liam Cohen, honestly, I got no problem with it. I mean, what do these guys want? These reporters, these veteran reporters that have been there. You don't do that. This is our time. This is that. And again, it just goes to speak to the self-importance of the media. And like I say all the time, if you don't hate the media, you don't hate them. If you hate the media, you don't hate them enough.
Yes, it's true.
Because they fucking suck. They're all a bunch of self-important, self-fucking righteous, just self-appointed kings in their own little world. And they're the gatekeepers. And they're the ones that control the information and the flow of the information. They control the narrative, not you. And this woman comes in and tells Liam Cohen, hold your head up high, son. You did great. And you know what? Not for nothing. He did do great. And the Jags did do great for a small market team. But that being said, they lost. They're going home wild card weekend. 3 losses to the 6. Kind of unacceptable in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be a 3 losses to the 5, but we don't have that anymore. So
nope.
Gotta have that 7th team.
We're gonna be adding an 8th team very shortly.
No, it's not. Yeah, what are we gonna be? Not next year or the year after? Not next year, but the year after.
2028. 2028 is next time it's due.
Yeah. So we'll definitely have an 8th team, which is gonna water down the product even more.
Because they're trying to add 2 more teams by then, or no, 4 more teams by then.
Well, if they add 4 more teams, that'll be one thing. But again, it's still just going to water down.
It's going to be 4 more
teams. But then
teams.
the entire product is watered down because, again, we don't have
32 competent quarterbacks now.
No. What do we have? 10?
Imagine Gardner Minshew as a starter. He's going to be like, hell yeah.
Good for those guys because guess what? You know what? Good. Go pay some fucking guy who doesn't, belong in the league.
Josh Johnson might hit 20 teams by that point.
That would be wild.
He's going to be like, yo, I played for 20 different teams.
He's still in there.
He's going to be like hockey's version of Mario Lemieux. He's played for like 22 hockey teams, whatever the fuck
wasn't,
it is.
no, what was that? Was it Jaeger? Didn't he
Oh,
play
it's Jaeger. You're right.
Jaeger.
I said Mario Lemieux. Fuck my life. Yeah, it's Jaeger.
Didn't
Good
he play
call.
for a billion different teams?
Yeah, it's like every team.
For me, the guy who doesn't watch a fucking ounce of hockey in his life ever, you know me, I don't do Canadian soccer, so no offense to Nelson and the soccer and the Canadian soccer fans that are listening, but I don't do hockey. I don't do that. I don't know what the fucking lines on the court mean. I don't know what the fucking shit does. I mean, I know there's some guys and there's a guy in the goal and they fire the puck in there and sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't.
That's
and
it. That's
is
hockey.
what it is. It's pretty much. But and occasionally they box from now and then.
And playoff hockey though is fun.
You know my biggest thing with it, and I think I said this last year, is like I was gonna go watch playoff hockey,
but
couldn't find it.
Oh, it's on fucking weird ass.
It's on like UPN 28, and I'm like, oh, cool. Like I don't even know what channel that is, so like guess I'm not watching that.
You have to just say you have to have one of those remote controls where you be like, put on hockey, and the remote control's like, nah.
I don't do that. My dad does that. My dad's old. He does that. No, I'm still above that. But anyway, 774-992-8702. Give us a call if you want to get your thoughts in. Real quick, wrap up the wild card weekend. I think the Rams-Panthers game went as I expected. I'm pretty sure I said I thought that was going to be a tight game. It was the one game that had the best potential for a blowout, but the Rams had lost to the Panthers in the regular season, albeit in a monsoon. The Rams were the better team. The better team won. It was ugly, but ugly wins are ugly wins. Ugly wins are wins. Who gives a shit? The biggest surprise I think I had of the weekend, though, Sean, San Fran, Philly.
That was a crazy game.
That was wild because you lose George Kittle for the Niners. They lose George Kittle.
Yeah, Achilles tear.
The Eagles' offense could not get anything going.
Sirianni and AJ fighting in the first quarter.
Unbelievable. I mean,
Not you, Siri, you jackass.
are we looking at, is Sirianni realistically going to be let go here in the next couple of days?
How is he not going to be let go?
I feel like he should be.
How does Big Dom have a headset now?
We were calling for Sirianni to be fired the year the year they won the Super Bowl.
Last year, yeah.
Before the season started, we wanted Sirianni fired because we were like,
he's awful.
this guy's a joke. If you replace Sirianni with Stefanski, I think that's a huge win for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh my God, yeah.
I feel like that's an instant upgrade. And maybe you get something out of Jalen. You get a little bit more out of Jalen Hurts. That being said, I think if we're going to talk, I know Mike Vrabel's probably going to win Coach of the Year because the votes were in before the preseason, before the postseason.
60-40, it feels like.
Kyle Shanahan 100% should win Coach of the Year. When you look at the injuries he's dealt with, the nonsense he has, the fact that he had his team playing for the 1 seed in Week 18, and then he went on the road into the divisional in the wild card round and beat the defending champs.
Mm-hmm.
I know the postseason doesn't count in that award, but god damn it should. This is why we shouldn't vote on these awards until after the postseason.
I agree with that because
how hard would it be to wait until the championship weekend, the Monday after?
People would feel it's skewed though that they would automatically give it to the teams that are getting to the championship.
Oh well, listen. Most of these awards are already who was the best player in the month of December anyway, because nobody remembers September, October, November. Otherwise, Matt Stafford would be the runaway favorite for MVP if it weren't for what Drake May did in December, and that had everybody, fawning over him and being like, "Oh, he's the MVP." No, he's not.
Mm-hmm.
He never was. In fact, Christian McCaffrey is more of an MVP than he is. Josh Allen is if you really want to break it down, more of an
Josh
MVP.
Allen, I've always said it. He is the most valuable player to his team.
Drake May might be 5th or 6th on my MVP list right now. Let's be real.
By the way, I did find out from Tom Curran, who said he gave up his MVP voting this year because he said, I openly admitted I did not watch enough football to vote. So he says, I'm giving up my vote because I don't find it fair if I actually voted. So he gave up his MVP votes this season.
Isn't he on NECN every night?
NBC. But he says he didn't watch enough national and NFL games to give
so he just watched. He covers just the Patriots.
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say, doesn't he cover the Patriots? But yeah, all right, that makes sense.
But he gave up his NFL MVP vote. He goes, I don't want to skew it and be blamed after for not
All right, fair enough.
So, but he says it is a 5-4-3-2-1, and it's a point-based system.
Yeah.
So we were debating that. We were like,
no, the MVP is a point-based system because remember there was only was the only unanimous MVP in the history of the league
was
Lamar.
No, it wasn't Lamar. Wasn't it Brady? Was the first one?
Was Brady in it? Was that
Brady was the first? 2010.
I remember he was MVP in 2010, but
wasn't he the first unanimous MVP though? Then we got fucking blown the fuck out.
Well, you lost to the Jets in the division.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, they didn't get blown the fuck out. They just lost. It wasn't a blowout. It was a close game.
Oof. Nico Collins is officially listed out for the Sunday's game.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Does it matter? Honestly, does it matter?
Jesus. Wide receiver Justin Watson for the Texans also listed as out with a concussion. How do you lose 2 of your starting wide receivers?
I don't know. C.J. Stroud out there throwing fucking hospital balls. C.J. Stroud's a bum. Listen. Remember there was one period of time where I thought I was wrong about C.J. Stroud, but it turned out I was right. And I reneged on my bust.
Still never been an Ohio State quarterback that's been good.
Nope, never. I'm sorry, dude. He's ass. He's fucking ass. And the Patriots are gonna have they're still gonna have their work cut out for them because the difference between the Chargers and the Texans is the Texans defense can score.
Yes, they can.
The Chargers defense is not known to do that. They might get lucky here and there, but the Texans defense can score, and they will put the team on the back. Now, what I think this does help with the Texans is it's going to force them to run the ball. Which, if you watch them on Monday night, when they ran the ball, they moved the ball effectively. So, by having two receivers out, you would think by proxy, like that's going to force them to run the ball more, which I think plays to the strengths of the Texans. Run the ball, play great defense. Run the ball, play great defense. Ask C.J. Stroud to do less than normal. I think that actually, obviously, it's never good losing two of your guys. In a playoff game, you never want. I mean, that's stupid to think that no Nico Collins, that's a good thing. No, that's not a good thing. But what I think it's going to do is I think it's going to force the Texans to do what they're best at, which is run the ball and play good defense. And I think that's going to make this a tougher game for the Patriots. Not on the back end because they don't have, they got one less guy to have to worry about covering. Watson, I'm not really concerned. That's whatever. But who knows? I mean, I don't trust C.J. Stroud. The Texans' defense is great. I would be pretty happy if the Texans pulled off the upset against New England because I know that they're going to come to Denver and they're not going to score a point in Denver. If they somehow manage to beat New England, they're probably going to get shut out in the AFC Championship game.
I mean, the Texans are going to have a very difficult time. I'm not trying to be biased here. I'm trying to be unbiased. The Patriots' biggest, we discussed this over a month ago. I said, what's more likely, the Patriots score points on the Texans' defense or the Texans' offense scoring?
But the only thing is, Sean, is that we talked about, is that the Texans' defense gets turnovers, and where on the field those turnovers happen is going to be huge.
Yes,
because if you give the Texans' offense a short field, and they kick six field goals,
points.
Yeah, it's points, and then one touchdown. And all of a sudden, it's a 25-14 game, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? We've been dominating this game, but how are we down?
Right.
And that could go either way, to be honest, in this game, because I feel like the Texans could do the same. The Patriots could do the same to the Texans. I feel like the Patriots defense could potentially put the clamps on the Texans offense so bad to the point where the defense starts to press and maybe they start to give up a little bit. But who knows? We'll see how this one goes. But let's get into we're already into this week's action. So Texans, Patriots, we're obviously already talking about it. I'm reluctantly going to pick the Patriots to win this one again. Reluctantly. Because I do.
You had to throw reluctantly in there.
Well, because I'm not 100. This is like a 55-45 for me.
Okay.
Because the Texans defense is so fucking good that I feel like if they can get
what's the line?
One or two turnovers on the plus side of the field and get 6 to 14 points out of it, that could be the difference in the game.
Okay. You want to give a score?
I mean, definitely taking the under. Because regardless of based on what I saw on Sunday night with the Chargers, I don't see the Patriots scoring many points in this game.
Wow. The under over is 41.5.
41? Okay, that makes sense. That's low.
Sheesh.
It's going to be a low-scoring game.
That's the lowest of the weekend.
I'm definitely going under. And what's the spread? 4.5?
Nope. 3. Patriots by 3.
So they're calling that even then. Vegas is calling that even. Because you get 3 just for being at home.
That's it.
So they're calling that a coin toss. Now, maybe with Nico Collins being out, maybe that line's going to move a little bit. I would assume it would have to get money on the Texans. But, again, that means that they feel that Texans, again, what I saw on Sunday night, Sean, out of and again, I'm not, you know me, I'm a big Drake May fan.
Mm-hmm.
What I saw out of the Patriots offense on Sunday night is what I expect them to basically do. They don't have an easier road. Unless Buffalo beats Denver, the defenses they're playing only get tougher from here on out.
Mm-hmm.
With the
Makes
Chargers.
Sense.
I don't see the Patriots going it. They're not going to score. I mean, if they score 30, it'll be because they score on defense or, some crazy shit happens or they turn the ball over on the short end of the field because C.J. Stroud, shits a brick and does what a lot of teams have done in New England over the years. But again, this isn't Brady and Belichick. It's a new era, so who knows? We'll see. I don't see the Patriots offense manufacturing a 24-point plus game against these defense. I mean, I'm talking like you take the kickoff, you get the ball at the 35, you go down and score 7.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the Patriots offense doing that against the Texans or the Broncos in these next 2 games, should that be the way that it goes. That being said, I can see the Texans offense fucking up enough where the Patriots will have some opportunities with some short fields. But that Texans defense, dude, you thought San Diego was bad? I know. I'm going to keep calling them San Diego. Don't correct me.
That's their name. That's San Diego.
They'll always be the San Diego Chargers to me. Don't fucking at me.
San Diego.
Go Superchargers. Chargers finna charge, baby. What I saw out of that defense on Sunday night against that Patriots offense is exactly what I expected. And it's only going to get worse with the Texans. And should they play the Broncos, it's only going to get exponentially worse from there. So take that for what you will. I'm not saying that the Patriots don't have a puncher's chance because obviously they have a good, better than average defense themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be an uphill climb here. I'm reluctantly going to pick the Patriots to win this game. I will take the under. I think this is going to be another, I could see this one being, either way, 17-3, 20-3 kind of game. Like a very, 04 Colts, Patriots, kind of, just slugging it out. This is going to be a slugfest.
I'm going to make it exactly 41 points, so that way it teases the line. I'm going to say Patriots win 24-17.
I mean,
and it tickles the line at 41 points, and all the bettors are like, Jesus Christ, nothing else could happen right now.
Yeah, everybody's going to be shitting themselves. That I could see. I mean, again, there's a lot of ways I could see this game going. If I'm a Texans fan, I want to establish the run early, and just every time you get in field goal range, you take that 3. Take care of the football, kick field goals. Take care of the football, kick field goals. That's how you win with the type of team the Texans have.
Yep.
And don't let C.J. Stroud, go out there on 3rd and 13 and try to fucking airmail one, 17 yards down the field on a fucking dig route.
Mm-hmm.
No, fucking tuck that shit away, run, do whatever, gain 5 and punt it. What did Peyton Manning always say? We want every single drive to end with a kick. A kickoff, a field goal, or a punt. Simple. That's all the Texans should be worrying about this week. Otherwise, they're probably going to lose. And not for nothing, Sean, if the Texans lose, should the Broncos win on Saturday, I will already have known the outcome of that game. I'm okay with that. Because if we get a Patriots-Broncos AFC Championship game,
feels it.
You and I we're going to have a fucking blast. Next week's going to be a fun show.
I'll just be sweating the whole time.
I mean,
any given Sunday will still go through my head.
At that point, I might whip my nuts out on camera.
Oh my God!
And drop them on the desk.
There is no need for any of that.
And just kind of roll them around a little bit.
Why? That's just bad mojo.
Just caress them. Why? Because if the Patriots come to Denver, I hate to break it to you, dude, we're smoking you guys.
But why would you jinx yourself? Why would you jinx yourself with that?
What do you mean jinx myself? I mean, we got to get through Buffalo first. I'm not saying we're beating Buffalo. So let's talk about the Buffalo and the Broncos game.
Buffalo Broncos. Buffalo goes the Broncos.
4:30 Saturday. This is one of my nightmare matchups. Full disclosure. Well, this is probably the last matchup I wanted to see. And the reason why I didn't want to see this matchup is because, well, 2 reasons. One, the way that the Buffalo Bills offense functions, they have a big, strong, physical quarterback who likes to take off and run. We play a lot of man defense.
Mm-hmm.
That does not bode well for our defense because a lot of times Guys in the secondary are going to have their back to him, and they're going to open up big chunks to a quarterback who likes to run. That's number one. Number two, they like to employ 12 personnel. I mean, 22 personnel, 2 tight ends. So they go two tight end sets. That hammers at the interior of our defense, where I think we are the weakest at stopping tight ends. Go back to, week 2 against the Indianapolis Colts, and what's his name? The rookie tight end there. I want to say Colby Fleener, but it's not.
It's not Colby Fleener. It's Tyler Warren.
Tyler Warren. I've been calling him Colby Fleener all year, but
why?
I don't know, because that name is just stuck in my fucking head from years ago. Ty Warren. Remember, he ate us up underneath, and he ate up our linebackers. Now, granted, I think Denver's defense has rectified a lot of those issues. Since then, tight ends have not beat us up as bad, but you have Dalton Kincaid from the Kincaid Talent Agency, and what's the other guy's name? Jesus Christ, Dawson Knox. Those two guys can get after us a little bit. I feel like, and that's, to me, presents a matchup problem. Now, the Buffalo Bills also have the number 1 rushing offense in the league, but a lot of that, I think, is supplemented by Josh Allen. So I'm not overly concerned with Cook running the ball on us.
Mm-hmm.
All that being said, it really just comes down to Denver has to run the ball, establish the run. I don't care if we got to take the air out of the ball and make this an ugly fucking win and win it 19-6.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got to play to our strengths. We need to run the ball because Buffalo gave up, I want to say, 6.7 yards a carry to Jacksonville with ETN and those guys on Sunday. They can be had in the run game. So let's go after that. Let's attack that. Let's attack them where they're go after their weaknesses. And not for nothing, but I feel like Sean Payton has been just he's been sitting on something all year. Where I won't be surprised if you see an Evan Ingram or a Marvin Mims come out and have 100
a monster game,
just a monster freak fucking game.
What, play for the slot?
Well, no, I'm saying, Marvin Mims is typically the third or fourth receiver. He's the gadget guy.
Yeah, no, I'm saying play from the slot the whole game and kind of be the gadget guy.
Yeah, just be the gadget guy. Whether it's a jet sweep here or whatever it is there. You know what I mean? That'll. I feel like Sean Payton he's been holding his cards close to his chest all year. And there's a growing sentiment around Denver that's what he's been doing. And he's been waiting for the playoffs because he knew we would be in this situation where we were going to see teams, and not for nothing, but we got a little bit of a revenge factor against Buffalo. I mean, they did put a stomping on us, 31-7 last year in the playoffs, the wild card weekend. But
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, well, remember that was when which, by the way, I want to ask is Mac Hollins, is he going to be available at all the postseason? Damn.
First game he'd be available is a Super Bowl.
Too bad.
Which is fucking weird.
I was hoping he would be available for the AFC Championship game should New England and Denver be there. Because remember last year when he was in Buffalo where he tried to do the Allen Iverson over Ty Lue, step over, but he did it over Pat Surtain. And, everyone in Denver is oh, I hope he's back.
Yeah.
Because, he's got a bullseye on his chest right now.
He's a fucking weirdo.
And he would get. I would love to see him get absolutely bodied on the first play of the game.
Drake May loves that dude, though.
Oh, I would
trust him implicitly.
I would love to see a crossing route and just see, fucking PJ Locke just come across the middle and just put his helmet right under his chin and just knock him out. See you later. Hey, remember that time you stepped over our fucking defensive player of the year, you little bitch?
He's like, nope.
He's like, actually, I don't remember what I had for breakfast now. Thanks.
He would play barefoot if he could, which is fucking annoying.
He's a weirdo. Not a Mac Hollins guy.
Mega weirdo.
But Denver Buffalo is it to me, honestly, Sean, this is the only matchup that I'm fuck. I'm kind of the one I didn't want because I am terrified of Josh Allen. Like I always say, if Josh Allen starts doing Josh Allen shit, you just hold the fuck on and pray to God you come out on the top side, because that's all you can do.
Agreed. Is Josh Allen have enough help for this game against this defense though in Denver in a divisional round game?
If you look at it from just a purely paper standpoint,
no,
they don't have anybody that can get open in our secondary outside of their tight ends.
You have Shakir who can catch 12 balls for 80 yards.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, if he wants to catch 12 balls for 80 yards and no touchdowns, I'm fine with that. But what I think we need to limit is Josh Allen getting out of the pocket and escaping. If they can do that, if they can keep Josh Allen contained, and I think it's going to take a big game from Zach Allen, Nick Benito, and Jonathan Cooper. I think those are the three guys that are going to have the biggest game, and to a degree, Stranad, Greenlaw, and Singleton. Like, that front seven is going to have a big game in terms of just keeping Josh Allen where you can see him.
Okay.
And I think if we do that, I think we'll be able to score enough points on their defense. I think their defense is leaky at best. Like I said, 6.7 yards carry given up on the ground last week. I think Bo Nix, you're going to see him run. I think Bo Nix is almost a lock for like 50-plus rushing yards on Saturday, I should say. Jaleel McLaughlin is averaging like 6.5 or 6.8 yards a carry when he spells R.J. Harvey. I want to say, like, I know I'm going to sound like a homer, but I think Denver, like, this is all in front of Denver. It comes down to execution on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But this is Denver's game to lose.
You want to do scores?
I'm going to go 31-17 Denver.
I'm going to do the reverse Jaguars game. I'm going to say Denver 27, Buffalo 24. I think it's that close. I think Josh.
You would be wrong because Denver hasn't really had any games this year that they won by double digits. So you'd be right to think that in general.
But I think Josh Allen keeps it, because if you've noticed Buffalo's MO, Buffalo is either behind or within one score the entire game. And it usually seems like Buffalo, the entire fourth quarter or fourth quarter of almost all games this year, is Josh Allen has the ball last.
I just think Denver's defense is going to do enough to give the offense enough of a head start early where it's not going to come down to that.
Let me ask you this hypothetical. Would you rather be, strictly hypothetical, would you rather be 27-24, 2 minutes to go on defense and in the lead, or 27-24 with 2 minutes to go on offense but down?
Oh, give me the lead all day.
Okay.
I'll take the lead every time.
Okay.
Just because even they give it the field goal, all right, we're going overtime.
I'm just
sure.
Hypothetical in case that scenario happens, because it always feels like somehow Josh Allen has the ball with fucking 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I agree, but I think it's going to be at this point. I think he's going to be down too many scores.
Yeah.
Like I think it's going to be a 2-score game with 2 minutes to go, and it's not going to be iced. Denver's going to have to put the game on ice and get the ball back, and it might get close. It might get cute. We might see an onside kick attempt or something like that at the end but it's going to be like a desperation onside kick. Like,
okay,
fuck, like we really need this or the game's over, kind of thing. And, crazier shit has happened. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
It's the NFL playoffs, dude. This is what we live for, and every play is ride or die. But I'm going to go 31. I'll say 31-20 Denver.
Okay.
Because I think Buffalo is going to – I think that Denver's defense is going to do enough early, and I think the offense is going to come out swinging.
So that puts us at, both of us, for the AFC Championship game is New England going to Denver.
Yes.
That moves us to the NFC.
I'm going to go – I know this isn't a popular pick, but I'm and listen, I'm becoming a fan of Caleb Williams just a little bit. I like the LGBTQ QB.
I fucking hate that analogy.
He's kind of gay, but that throw he made against the Packers when he was rolling to his right and dropped it in the bucket, was it a little bit of a lucky throw? Yes. Was it also Aaron Rodgers-esque? Yes.
I hate whoever redubbed his throws in that Packers game It says like Caleb Williams when it was mic'd up, and it has been going back. And throwing, and I was like, "Fuck off, whoever did this."
That shit was mad funny. I mean, 25 points in the fourth quarter, but then again, Packers gonna Packer, bro. Like the Packers are shit. I'm sorry, the Packers are a trash franchise.
They played better than I thought they were gonna play.
Yeah, it's for their fucking 50 minutes of that game. And
I know, but I thought they were gonna be non-competitive. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Maybe I am. Maybe I am underestimating it a little bit.
Well,
but
Jordan Love played incredible. Jordan Love was.
What do I always say? When Jordan Love is good, he's great.
But when Jordan Love is
But
ass,
when he's
bad.
he's fucking horrible. He's Rex Grossman.
But we were watching that game, and
that's no disrespect to Rex Grossman.
Jordan Love was hitting guys in the hands, and the guys were like, "Fuck!" Like hits him dead in the hands, and Jordan's like,
"It's just I don't know." The Packers. I picked the Bears to win that game.
Yeah.
I thought the Packers were going to lose. The fact the Packers were going to win, I was happy to take an L on my card.
Yeah.
Should the Packers win that game, because I always would prefer the Packers over the Bears.
Yep.
Because again, you know me, I have an illegitimate hatred for the Chicago Bears. I always will. But that being said, Sean, some of the throws Caleb Williams made in that game were otherworldly.
Yeah, he has an unrealistic arm.
Unbelievable arm talent. But then you listen to him in his post-game speeches and his press conferences, and I swear to God, it sounded like Kamala Harris. Where he's like, so football is a game. It's 11 on 11, but there's 53 guys on each side, okay? All right? And we play 4 quarters, okay? Now, if things don't go well in the first 3 quarters, sometimes, okay, you have the opportunity to make it up in the fourth quarter. And that's what we did today. And that's what we're going to do going forward, because that's how football is played. And football is a sport.
It was a weird answer.
And I'm sitting there listening to him, and I'm like, is he fucking retarded? And I'm like, there's no way this is a real fucking... And then you even hear his speech in the locker room after the fact, and I'm like, how is anyone on his team being like, oh, yeah, this is the guy that's going to lead us to a Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's bad.
He is, Jesus Christ, dude. If you haven't heard the speech, go fucking find him on Twitter. They're fucking horrendous.
I'll say the same thing.
It seriously sounds like, so he's just stringing words together because he's like, I don't know what to say. He's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. He's Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands. Like,
it's not great.
It's bad. It was bad.
I don't really have a comeback for that because it just makes me laugh because it's. But my quarterback is a southern man. It doesn't sound like he's all that bright sometimes. He's like, man, we just we're going out there having some fun.
Yeah, but Drake May, you know what Drake May said at the end of that game?
It's
everything that you would expect a fucking second-year starter who just won his first playoff game to say. Hey man, we're just out here to have fun. Let's be loose, let's be fun, let's play fast. Fast is loose.
He did say fun about 11 times.
And whatever, dude. Who cares? You know what? He's not seasoned yet in these post-game pressers. He's not a.
I don't think he's ever gonna get seasoned.
He's not a media seasoned guy.
No.
He's not that guy.
His older brother, even though he does not play sports, very media seasoned. They interviewed him because he's one of 4 brothers.
Well,
and his 3 other he's the youngest of the 4 brothers. And one of his older brothers, they interviewed him, and they're like, "How do you think your brother Drake is doing?" He's like, "He's a bitch." Hey, and I was just like. And he's like, oh, but it figures that Drake would be the one that plays football. He's like, he was a better basketball player, but yeah, he went to go play football instead. And I was like, wow, this guy is a jackass.
That's
man.
fucking amazing. I love it. But no, I think the Rams beat the Bears on was that Sunday night?
The Rams are on Sunday at 6:32 p.m.
Yeah.
32.
So Rams. So I'm going Rams over the Bears. I'm going Patriots over the Texans for Sunday. I'm going Broncos over Bills, and
We got the Cox.
And then we got the Seahawks and the Niners. And Sean, this one is probably the toughest game for me to pick.
We just had this game 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
And for all those reasons, if you go back and look, and I'm fairly certain, these 2 teams have played each other very well.
This is the 3rd time they'll play, no?
This will be the 3rd meeting, yes, because they're divisional rivals, so they will have played each other twice.
No, did they split during the season?
Yes, the Seahawks beat the San Fran won the first week 1 matchup 17-13. And then the Seahawks won 13-3 in the week 17-18 matchup, which means the Seahawks have yet to score more than 13 points against the San Francisco 49ers this year.
And that's not a good defense either.
No.
Also, they just lost George Kittle, though. I know he's on offense, but
I know that's a fucking brutal blow for the Niners in terms of like locker room and everything else.
But
But
the Seahawks also have Sam Darnold starting for them at 8:02 p.m.
and the bottom line of this whole thing is, Sean, Xerxes knows how to slow down that Seattle offense.
He should come out dressed as Xerxes.
Because wasn't the Seattle offense, what were they ranked? They were like top 3 this year, right?
They were top 3. They were phenomenal.
Let me see here. They were points for third. 28.4 points per game. Third. That is a great offense. And yet, in 2 games against the San Francisco 49ers, whose defense has been much maligned. Actually, I'll tell you how maligned they were, because it's been pretty bad, because they were not terrible on paper, but they were the 13th of 32, not terribly bad actually, in terms of points allowed, and so they're a middle of the pack defense, but they have been able to get after the Seahawks. They've held the Seahawks to 13 points in both meetings. Now, who do you trust, Sam Darnold or Brock Purdy?
I trust Brock Purdy more than I
Or the
trust Dan
Seattle
Darnold.
Seahawks defense, because that Seattle defense also stellar. This is a tough game for me to pick. I think in the rubber match, Sean, I'm going to go off the rails here. I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners.
That's not an unrealistic expectation, though, because Sam Darnold's the biggest limitation in my mind, too.
I think Sam Darnold's going to make mistakes. I think the Niners are going to find a way, and Kyle Shanahan, to me, is the best coach in the NFC right now.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of maybe Sean McVay, and I think we're going to line up for a Rams-Niners NFC championship. The NFC West will be 100% represented in the NFC championship, and they will be in the Super Bowl again for, what, the 5th straight year?
Isn't that fucking crazy? Let's not do the fucking Super Bowl prediction, though.
4 out of 5, because Philly got, no, 4 out of 6. Philly got in there twice.
Let's not do Super Bowl predictions.
No. We can't do Super Bowl predictions until next week.
Okay, good.
Well, we got to do AFC championship predictions. We got to do championship game predictions next week.
No, that's what I meant for the Super Bowl. Like, I don't want to do that.
No, we're not rushing that. We're not rushing that at all. So, that covers our picks. That covers everything. I think that leaves us in a pretty good place to stop.
The only thing I want to just mention, we don't have to even discuss it. Red Sox fans again are asking for John Henry's death or resignation and sell the team. After Alex Bregman essentially left the team over $10 million because the Red Sox were just like, nah. Like, that's too much money for us. $10 million was too much money.
For them.
And you know how much the Red Sox have spent this entire offseason?
$40 million.
$0.
Zero. So far, zero. Nice.
They have spent $0.0. They are 30 of 30 in spending this offseason.
I fucking love it. Fucking love it. I love it. I love to see the demise of the Red Sox. It makes me so fucking happy.
How does that not show that they're just like trying to get rid of the team?
They're not serious, Sean. Join me in denouncing the Red Sox until John Henry dies or sells the team. So.
I don't watch games anymore. I only watched my boy Peyton Toll last year. That was it.
That's it. But we'll leave it there for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1. It has been an absolutely beautiful Tuesday evening. Thank you to everybody that listened, liked, shared, and will continue to listen, like, and share as we go along. We'll be back next Tuesday night, 9 p.m., right here on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. It's all about the U, baby. Let's go Miami. Let's go Broncos. And you know what? Fuck it. Let's go fucking Patriots, too, because I want to see Broncos-Patriots in the AFC Championship game.
God.
Like we had 10 years ago. You motherfuckers. We'll be back next Tuesday night, 9 p.m. right here on the One and Only New Buffett Guy. Thank you all for listening. Be sure to tune in, like, share, do all that good shit, and we will catch you all next week. Enjoy the divisional weekend. Peace.
Enjoy.